Alright, can everyone make me a con check?
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Con check or con
A
take?
con.
Check. A check.
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 A check.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
So I got disadvantage, huh?
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Oh,
I've
dear.
known since the inception of this game I was doing a cold open. You all had to deal with that.
Oh no. Oh no.
13.
We
I
have
got a 3.
3, an 8, and a 13.
Oh, hey.
Dice Parser says you get 8. Only 8.
8
Mhm.
only.
Alright. Excellent. Excellent. Riku, darling, your head is pounding. Your mouth is dry. You feel like you have just woken up from having a terrible, terrible night of sleep. Diana, your head is pounding. Your mouth is just as dry. You aren't quite sure where you are. Because you can feel wood digging into your back. Cyrille. You have a crystal globe for a head, so I don't know how much it's pounding, but I'm sure the mist in there is definitely swirling. Rather,
It's swirling because I'm confused.
yes. You have wood digging into your back, and your hands are bound in front of you. All of you slowly blink open your eyes, and before you, as your vision begins to clear and you're trying your very best to scrub your eyes open, you see this.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Gosh.
Welcome to Cleaning House, everybody. I'm your DM AudioVizual.
Oh my god.
And yes, that is the Skyrim meme. Here's your title card.
Oh boy.
I knew you were going for a meme, but oh my gosh.
I knew I was gonna be relate to this. I knew I was gonna relate to this.
Oh
As all of you do your very best to regain control of yourselves, you hear an unfamiliar voice say, "Hey, you're finally awake." And can my players introduce themselves?
Hold on a sec while
Yep.
I try to find the title card and put it
Same.
into our lovely
Valid.
recording software.
Yes,
Yep,
valid.
I had to keep it a secret because I wanted to surprise you all.
Oh,
And
so
I
good
wanted the
audio.
reactions on tape.
Oh my god.
I can't believe we're doing Skyrim, guys.
Oh
I
my
can't believe this.
All right, so let me stretch. Oh, I can't stretch very well. My hands are bound together. Hi, everybody. I am Cyrille, the Fortuneteller, and I'm played by Heartless. I'm a Toonkind Frankenalley, draconic sorcerer, and I've got a crystal ball for a head, and my eyes are turning into spiraling question marks because I have no idea what's going on.
Oh my god. Question. Is Cyrille saying this out loud?
Yes.
Fourth wall? What? Fourth wall.
Fourth wall, what is that?
What's the fourth wall?
I guess I'm just gonna start off with, hi, I'm Sotoro, and I'm gonna be playing Diana. And you see this person just like kind of like wake up, and you see they kind of glitch, like you see like weird like little sudden movements in them, and then they just like look at Cyrille really confused, and look at the unknown person very confused, and they're just very confused right now, but they're not saying anything. They're kind of like trying to get the vines out, though, at least.
Hello. I I am Mira, and I will be playing Riku, once again, a very baby character. He is a little Frankenolly boy who has glowing green freckles and very vibrant blue, greasy green eyes that are slitted, kind of like a cat's. And his hands and feet are kind of wrapped up in bandages, and he's just kind of curled up in a ball and not having a good time right now. He's got a headache.
Oh, actually, honestly, can I take back the fact that Cyril said that out loud? That was a joke. Cyril
Yes,
All right.
doesn't actually
can,
know those things.
You can I'll be nice. So, yes, hello. As it is, your birthday, Heart, and Soto, your birthday was a few weeks ago, and Mira, your birthday is in a few days. Everybody gets an inspiration point!
Woo!
Yay! Woo!
I will say there are some rolls I will not allow this on because it will break my game. Please don't break my game.
Understandable.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a select few rolls, so you're good. But yes, everyone has an inspiration point. Feel free to use and abuse it as you wish. But you are all on one side of a cart, and there is, as you all are doing your best to gain your bearings, there is a real kind dragonborn in front of you. Their hands, unlike yours, are not bound, and they are the one who spoke to you. Yeah, they said, hey, you're finally awake, and they seem to, see that you guys are gaining your bearings, so they sort of keep talking. They go, so it appears that you all have been kidnapped, caught in a bit of an ambush. I am Khalkeús of the Rising Sun, and I would say it's a pleasure to meet you, but I suppose you've found yourselves in a bit of a unusual sort of circumstance.
I'd probably say something like I'm surprised, but I'm not really surprised.
What's going on? My head hurts. Mm.
Diana just has a disgruntled look.
Riku, you get a gentle pat on your head, and Khalkeús sort of sits back on their side of the cart, and does anyone want to roll perception?
Oh, yes.
See
Sure,
how this
yes.
goes. Okay. Riku, honey, what is your perception?
That's not bad.
Okay, that's a
Oh.
+3.
All right. See how it is, Dice Parser.
16.
I got an 8.
You got an 8.
So, unfortunately, with the way Cyrille the Fortuneteller works, is that Cyrille can look in 360 degrees because he's literally smoke inside of a crystal ball. So his spiraling eyes stop and form smoky circles, and then they just start moving all around, and he's not really gaining any information from that. It's just kind of starting to spin.
You at least know you're in a room. You're in a room and there's a bunch of boxes. Diana with 13, like with Cyrille, you're in a room and there's a lot of storage crates, and you're in a rather large cart that you think would be pulled by something. You aren't too sure though, for various reasons. Riku with a 16 and somehow the best out of everyone despite having a headache. You are in a fairly well-lit room. You're in a cart that looks like it should be drawn by horses. At least one. And it's an enclosed room with a couple of large doorways. And yeah, there's a real kind dragonborn in front of you. And they seem very curious about the three of you. What do? Your hands are still bound, but there's a seemingly friendly dragonborn in front of you.
Question: is the cart actually moving, or are we stationary?
No, this is a cart in a storage room.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because in my brain it had been moving until you mentioned the fact that we weren't. So I was like, wait.
No.
What?
Oh, that's because of the picture. Because
Yeah.
of the meme.
I had to do the meme, you guys. It was definitely one of those things
Yes.
where it's you blink, and the mirage is gone.
Riku just kind of takes his bound hands and kind of rubs at his eyes very sleepily and stuff, and he's just like, "Who are you? I'm Riku."
Cyril's gonna stop spinning his eyes for a moment and start attempting to slip his hands out of the bindings.
Go ahead and roll me, I guess, sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Diana, you doing anything?
Diana, I don't. Diana at this point is has the freaking tie to her hands. Like she's trying to bite it off at this point because she can't do anything with that on. She literally can't do anything.
So that's a 17 plus 4.
Oh,
Yeah, Cyrille, you do the toon gag of you slip your hands out of the gloves and it's just a yoink, and the gloves are still wearing the rope and your hands are free.
Mm-hmm. An interesting thing to note, as he slips his hands out of his gloves, his hands seem to disappear.
That's fine.
You can't see them.
I'm sure that's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Khalkeús looks at you, Riku, and sort of does a reptilian head tilt, blink, because they've introduced themselves already. They're Khalkeús of the Rising Sun.
Sorry, I didn't. Mira, the player, did not catch that.
It's fine. It's absolutely in character, considering.
To be fair, the baby has a headache.
And so Khalkeús leans over and very slowly reaches over and unties your bindings, Riku, just in a very clear way that means, yeah, they're the one who tied your hands. And then they reach over to Diana and offer a hand out, and looks at Diana and goes, well, as much as I don't think you can be biting through that. I can assist if you really want. Are you alright there?
Diana stops trying to bite the bindings off and looks at Kyle for just a moment, and then offers her hands to Kyle, and just still has a suspicious I'm looking at you, I'm suspicious of you, but I'm gonna accept the help for now.
Excellent. Yeah.
Cyrille takes a moment to collect his gloves and put them back on his hands.
Excellent. Good job. Diana, your hands also get untied, and congratulations, you guys have completed you are tied up in the back of a cart puzzle. You are now no longer tied up in the back of a cart.
So the first thing Cyrille is going to do is reach up and try to find his deck of cards, which usually hangs around his neck.
Well, Cyrille, unfortunately, as you reach for your deck of cards around your neck is suspiciously lighter than usual.
So, if anyone's paying attention, suddenly, Cyrille's, what emotion would that be? I have to, actually check, okay, so if anyone's watching, his eyes disappear and is replaced by a big yellow exclamation point. And he goes, where is my deck gone? And he starts looking around for it in the cart.
Feel free to roll investigation. Diana, Riku,
Yeah.
Are you looking for anything? Are you looking around?
Yeah. Diana suddenly feels like, oh, they're a little bit colder. There isn't like a usual thing. And then they kind of like look and they don't have their coat anymore. And there is just this. They kind of glitch a little bit, and then they also start looking around and kind of like look at Khal, and you see her kind of like do like motions with her hands. And then you suddenly see like a little box, and it says, "I'm Diana. Have you seen a coat?"
Where?
Go ahead.
Where's mom's music box? It was. Oh no.
So Cyrille, you rolled a 14. There isn't anything in this cart except for you guys and this mysterious dragonborn. The cart is entirely empty, although there is some worn sort of scratches on the floor that you can guess came from said dragonborn's feet, and the kind of scraping that usually comes whenever goods have been loaded and unloaded into carts. And no, none of you can see any of your missing items. And Khal looks at you all, realizes you're all missing things, and, well, I don't know if any of you want to roll insight, because, no one's really been looking too hard at each other.
I'm gonna roll insight.
Absolutely.
Dirty 20!
Alright. Dirty 20,
Oh, nice.
16.
Cyril's gonna look up. I also got a dirty 20 because I have 15 plus
Excellent.
5.
Oh damn.
Cyril's gonna look over at the dragonborn and go, "You know where they went, do you?"
Funny story, that. And Khal looks really sheepish, and a little embarrassed, and a little put out, and honestly, all of you can tell, Khal definitely knows where your guys' items are, and it's a very clear, oh, oops, I shouldn't have, those weren't supposed to be over where I put them sort of vibe. And you watch them, reach up and, nervously sort of scrub at the back of their neck, and they're like, well, you see, I'm not the ones who, abducted you. As funny as that would be. See, I kind of have a bit of a problem, and unfortunately, that bit of a problem has now become a bit of your problem. I know where your stuff is, though, but it seems we've gotten mixed up with a few of my things, and we can go get them. It's just a bit of a hassle considering the unwanted house guest I have.
Diana types in house guest.
So
Like,
from the
explain a
from the
bit.
dirty 20, Khalkeús is telling the truth, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Cal is being entirely honest, and if anything, they're embarrassed to have put you guys out of your way.
So Cyrille lets out a long sigh of relief because this is not someone who maliciously stole his deck, which admittedly has actually happened to him before.
Oh boy.
You could have just asked for help. You didn't have to not. Did you knock us out? My head hurts.
So it's a bit of a funny story. Well, I suppose it's not really going to be funny to any of you. It's not really funny to me, but it's a bit funny in hindsight. So there's a dragon, and
Oh.
he broke into my house, and he's been treating me like a peckin' kobold, and so obviously I'm not pleased with this. And the asshole thought that if he brought me some friends or some absolute malarkey, I would be happier or something. I don't tend to listen to him. I've been trying to get him out of my frickin' house for a couple of weeks now. And so the kind of dragon he is, he can make people pass out. Sleeping gas. It's really annoying. My guess is you all were traveling over the mountains, because this is from Pixar to rest of Angst and all that, and you got abducted by him, and I didn't know what kind of character any of you had, which is why I tied you up. But you see, he kind of dumped you in the entryway, and so I had to put you somewhere, and there was a bunch of shit he's been going through that's mine, and I'm guessing your stuff got mixed in whenever I was trying to put it away. I have a lot of things, which is, I guess, part of why he's here house crashing. And yeah, Carl does a sort of irritated snort, and you watch, like, their nostrils glow sort of a neon-y green-blue for a second as they huff irritably.
Oh.
Cyrille so the way Cyrille nods is that his eyes form back into the circles, and then they move up and down
Amazing.
along the crystal ball. His crystal ball head does not actually move.
Diana just gives a slow nod. Hold on, let me just.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They totally understand what's going. Yeah, they totally understand everything.
They totally understand. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. They know what a dragon is.
Maybe, yeah.
And, yeah,
Cyrille's going to say, well, it sounds like you're in a spot of trouble. Would you like some help?
Some help would be appreciated. It's not necessarily, required. It does mean we're going to have to probably do at least a fair bit of sneaking around to make sure he doesn't, catch on to the fact you're awake yet. 'Cause, yeah, I kind of been lying about that.
Well, I've done a fair spot of sneaking in my day.
I can sneak real good. He has a 2. He has a +2.
Oh, baby.
He's also
Diana just gives
wearing-
like a half and half motion to sneaking.
Mhm.
Zero has a +1, by the way. He just
Oh
doesn't
my
have any
God.
armor, so he doesn't have disadvantage.
Yeah, looks at Riku, looks at Call. Don't worry about it. So sneaky, you guys. So Call looks at Diana and Call looks at Riku because Cyrille has apparently offered his help. So,
You-
yeah.
You sound like they don't sound very nice, and you seem okay. So if you need help, I can help. I'm small, but I can help. I'm really good at helping.
A child.
Baby. Baby.
Diana.
Diana.
You have a
Diana's
very
just like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Diana just like shrugs and basically just like types in like, I'm literally stuck here. What else can I do?
Excellent point. Excellent point. And Call stands up and they sort of tower above you all. But they kind of lean over and they offer their hand out to shake and they say, like I said, I am Khalkeús of the Rising Sun, and in exchange for your services, I am happy to compensate you financially, along with making sure you get your items back, which will probably be the first order of business, honestly, just in case Voss decides to be a right prick.
What does prick mean?
Don't worry about it.
I'll tell you when you're older. And
But I am older. I'm 14.
Oh, Diana just puts her hands
young
in her
man.
mouth and just like it's like like has the expression of this child.
You rolled hammer space.
Cyrille. Yep, Cyrille pulls out his it's his quarterstaff, but he plants it in the cart, and he uses it to get to his feet with a groan. Guys, he's
Valid.
85. He's
Valid.
85 years
It's
old.
fine.
And then he, while still like kind of holding on to it, he offers his other hand for a shake, or grasps Khalkeús's hand and shakes it. Hello, I'm Cyrille the Fortuneteller. No, I don't have a last name. Many
Fortune
people
teller's
have
not
asked.
the last
No,
name.
I am a fortune teller. Unfortunately, it seems as if my debt has been taken.
Call shakes your hand. Call shakes your hand and brings it up to their mouth and gives it like a smooch on the back. It's fine. They're very old fashioned in that regard, I suppose. And then I'm gonna have them roll history just to make sure that they remember where everything is. Let's see how long it'll take
my
us to find
God.
stuff. Oh yeah, it's a 50.
boy.
It's passable. They have a pretty good. They aren't quite sure, like, because of what exactly your deck is in. They aren't quite sure that they know, but they have a feeling because there's only so many things they moved around. And they give your hand a shake and they let it go, and then they offer it over to Riku and Diana.
Diana just sighs and takes it and just types in, I'm Diana, pleasure to meet you.
And Call repeats the same motion of you get a little kiss on the back and a nice shake, and then they offer it to Riku. They do help you to your feet, Diana.
Yeah, that
As
is
an
appreciated.
aside. Yeah.
So, audio. What would you say I would need to roll for Riku just kind of scrambling up Call and just kind of plopping his hands on Call's face.
Oh my god.
Either athletics or acrobatics. I'm tempted
Okay.
to say athletics.
All right then, athletics.
Oh
A
Dirty
21.
21.
my god.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, Riku, Call offers you their hand, and you take it as an invitation to this is your playground now. And instead of using it to get to your feet, you use it to give you a bit of leverage in order to basically plant your feet on their thighs and monkey your way up them. So you can pap your hands on the side of their face. Please tell me Riku is watching the very clear horns and kind of scaly, sharpy looking scales on their face.
Mm-hmm. Like they're being very careful, and they just are like, they kind of hold Call's face for a moment, and then kind of tilt. Your eyes are like mine. They're pretty.
Oh my god.
Call is just standing here. They like you get the blink head tilt, and their eyes, like, they have a very light green sort of slit in their eye that at times seems to fade into the background of the rest of its blue, but it goes very slit thin and then kind of big and then like normal sized again.
Please notice that Riku's eyes are kind of doing the same pattern.
This is clown to clown communication.
Oh my god.
Cyril has started chuckling to himself at this, which means that his face now looks like it looks like a smiling face. Nothing
yeah.
special. It's
Oh,
just a
yeah.
smiling face as he's laughing.
Diana is kind of like edging it a little bit close just to, like, if Riku falls, Diana wants to try and catch him.
Yeah, Riku, you get scruffed, and Call just, like, walks over to the edge of the cart and leans over and just puts you down on the floor. Congratulations, you've left the cart.
Hey.
I thought I'd left being scruffed behind.
Call hops off the cart, and again, they offer their hand to either Diana or Cyrille to take to help themselves off the cart, because it is kind of high off the ground.
Cyril's going to look at Diana and do a little bow and go, "My lady," as in go first.
Diana kind of like blinks and it goes ahead. It does take Cal's help and just like, I guess this is what's happening right now. Okay.
Congratulations, Diana. Call helps you down off the cart, and you are now on the ground.
And Cyril will take Cal's help next because,
He's 85. It's fine.
He's
Yeah.
85. He's made of crystal, and yes, he might be spongy because he is a freaking Tune, but also he is old.
Our team of glass cannons and Call.
Yeah.
Yep.
Congratulations, Cyril. Call very delicately helps you off the cart. And congratulations, everyone. You're in a room. You're
Thank
off the
you,
cart in a
Hey.
room. And
Did you catch what I said?
no, please enlighten me.
Thank you, handsome, says Cyril, who Cal
Amazing! Amazing!
Oh my god.
Amazing. You get a blink and a grin for that. A very pleased sort of like and Call reaches into sort of like a pocket, and they pull out a piece of paper and they unfold it and they show it to you guys, and it's a map. And they say, this isn't the entirety of the house, I'm going to be honest, but it's all of the main rooms at the moment that is available. Let's just say the house doesn't quite like Voss as nearly as much as I do, and I don't quite like Cole. I don't call him a friend, so the house is a bit on lockdown. There's plenty of secret passages about that we can take, but this is sort of the gist of things. And Call points out where I have ever so helpfully written, "You are here." That is your starting room. And yes, this is a map of generally the house, but as Call explains, there are secret passageways, there are secret rooms, and it is a starting point, but in order to find some of your guys' stuff, some of them are in some of the secret rooms, and some of them are not. And so, yes, all of the red marked rooms or doorways are blocked off, and all of the green ones are open. So you guys you are here. And I will say, as your DM being nice, there are 2 other exits to this room that are not marked on your map. One of which definitely leads to one of your guys' items. And also has a pathway to lead to another of your guys' items that is also able to be found through another passageway. So feel free to... essentially, it is a investigate. Let's roll some investigation. Let's roll some perception. Let's get me some dice rolling. If you can make an argument. Yep, you can start with perception and roll investigation after. Just whatever floats your boat. Just make sure you tell me what roll is which, because that will determine what I tell you.
I will use my ability to turn my eyes all the way around my head.
Oh,
Nat
damn.
20 from
Nat
Riku.
20 from Riku.
And not get things.
Nice.
Cyrille, poor Cyrille. What was that, investigation?
No, perception. Investigation has a -1.
Excellent. Cyrille, you got a 6. He who pretty dragonborn tall. Pretty.
Cyrille's too busy admiring Khalkeús.
Yeah, Call is very shiny. They are made out of copper, basically. So the light catches on them in the room and sort of like sends little lights flickering across. Plus, they're wearing chainmail. So they make a little shinking noise like copper pennies on each other.
And Cyrille's eyes disappear and hearts start appearing.
Amazing.
Excellent.
I'm gonna be real here. I don't even know if Call's gonna notice. I will roll perception for Call, though, and we'll see if they have the chance to notice. Yeah, that's an 11. I don't think they notice that. Well, sort of. It's probably, they notice it, but they aren't quite sure what to make of it, because, you know, tunes have different things. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Tunes have different things, and Cyrille is probably one of the weirdest tunes Khalkeús has seen to date.
Yeah.
Considering the other 2 tunes in here are more human-like.
Yeah. Diana, you got a 17. That's not terrible. I'm gonna be real here, Chief. That's actually really good. So, like your earlier guesstimate of whenever you were first waking up, this is a sort of storage room. And you can tell there is, the big-ass cart has recently been moved in front of what looks like a well-tread path. The room has lots of boxes, lots of big pots that seem to have once held something or is holding something, with sealed tops. The door that you can guess is the normal main door that has been blocked off has a large wooden bar across it. But technically, if you wanted to, you could just take the bar off and presumably just open the door. And you can see definite tread marks around the floor. It looks like someone has been doing a lot of pacing. Riku, you got a fucking nat 20. Hilariously, this is something I actually counted for, in the funniest of ways. So Riku, there are 3 doorways. Literally, it's a nat 20. I'm not gonna make you roll investigation. You know where all 3 doors are. And you can tell one seems to lead up. One is behind the cart you all were sitting in. So presumably the cart had been moved in front of this secret passageway. And then there is the same door that Diana saw. You have a feeling that this 3rd secret passageway could potentially lead out of the house itself. And this is one of the potential game-breaking things. You guys could just... I literally was like, no one's gonna roll a nat 20 in the first room. You guys essentially can just leave. You can just leave. If Riku chooses to use that doorway, you guys can just leave the house that way. But I feel like you guys are gonna stay because you're missing some stuff, and you already kind of promised Call you were gonna help them with the dragon problem.
Yep.
But that's a little piece of information you can keep tucked away, Riku. Do you tell the others about any of the doorways?
He's gonna tell everybody about the doorways except the one that is leading outside.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, he wants his mom's music box back, but he's also like, okay, if things go really bad, I can just run again.
Mm-hmm.
Baby.
Okay.
And so run it with me again because my brain decided to float off and turn into smoke. Which doors are we being pointed out?
You have 2 doors being pointed out. There is the door that Diana also saw, that is the door on your map. And then there is another door behind the cart here. Here is a little copy paste of where that would be. So there's the secret passageway behind the cart. And Riku has pointed that out to you.
Okay. So, Cyril's gonna look to see if there's a way to scooch around the cart and not move it.
Excellent. You can roll investigation if you want, or some sort of crazy-ass acrobatics.
I'll roll investigation first.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because I don't have proficiency in either. Oh, that's a nice roll. That's 18 minus 1.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of shimmy along the top edge of the cart to the wall where, now that Riku has pointed it out, much like the other door, just has a wooden bar across it to keep it shut, and you can just lift the bar up and off and just take the door.
Okay, so take the door as in pick it up and move it in Tudor fashion.
No, like a wooden bar. A wooden bar has been set across a door in order to block it off.
Okay. Yes.
Please don't take the doors off. The house might get a little upset.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So do you just do that? Do you just shimmy
well,
around and...
I do shimmy around to it, and then I look back and look back without moving my head so my eyes move around and to smile at Riku and go, good, good job, Riku. I'm not certain. And he's now going to try to lift it. Should I make a strength check to see how badly this goes?
You can. I feel like if you really want to, you could just say yeah, but you can roll. It's up to you.
Oh my god.
Hey, I got an 11.
Yeah, you kind of get the sense that perhaps something is sort of like hesitating a moment, and then Call starts walking over to you, and then all of a sudden it's rather actually quite easy to lift. And Call helps you set it aside, and they just twist the knob on the door and push it open, and there is a hallway in front of you, a rather long hallway.
Diana just types in, I guess we're going this way then.
Well, Cyrille looks over to the other door. That's kind of blocked off, and I'm admittedly not very strong.
And I just gives a nod. And then just types in, should we try to unblock it just in case if something happens and we need to go in the normal way?
We could try.
I got it! Riku's gonna run over and try and unblock the other door. Should I roll strength?
Yeah, roll strength.
Oh
my
7.
God.
Baby!
Riku, this bar is longer than you are tall, and it's a nice, thick, like, square piece of 2x4. It's a bit heavy, it's a bit unwieldy, and you can't really get it off. You almost get the sense of, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And you struggle. You probably drop it rather comically onto your foot or something. Because you're tunes, guys. And
Diana runs over, like, tries to make sure, like, that Riku's okay. Ah!
Oh,
Child.
man.
Riku's just kind of hopping on one foot, like, ow, 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 ow. Shakes the foot out.
makes like the paper wobbling noise, and it's like, it's fine.
I'm okay. Just took surprise attack. Bonk. Bonk. On my foot.
Diana nods and types in, let me know if you're hurt then, okay?
Okay.
To be more careful.
I was trying to.
Kala is sort of just watching. And they're standing in the doorway to this hallway. Do you guys want to go out this way?
Yeah.
Okay. Riku's gonna try and race to the door to the hallway, but he's gonna try and shimmy underneath the cart on his way to the
just penguin slide.
Yep. Squirm like a kitty.
Diana just walks. I don't know what to tell you.
As Riku pops up on the other side, Cyrille kind of leans over and kind of ruffles their hair.
Riku kind of like combs his hair back into some semblance of neatness. It doesn't work.
Kal flicks their gaze from all of you down to the hallway, and there's a bit of a curl to their lips. And they hold the door open, and they say, feel free to do some investigating as you're going around. You never quite know what secrets the house may share. And you guys are now in a hallway. You want to roll? You want to roll anything, or are you just gonna be walking?
Yeah.
I'm a roll perception.
Perception, baby.
I will say it's actually a pretty okay lit hallway. Surprisingly.
17
Oh my gosh.
plus 2. So that's a 19.
Awesome. So we have a 15, a 24, and a 19. Okay. So excellent.
15 for investigation. Riku's. What is Riku doing?
Yeah, what
honestly,
are you guys? How are you guys searching this hallway? It does look just like a straight hallway up until the end, where there is a turn to your right.
Riku's just like flitting all around the hallway and just kind of like poking at every nook and cranny he can reach.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
You Riku,
Please
you
note,
find a
he
lot
is-
of
He's 3 feet 2 inches. He
you're
can't
finding
reach
a
a
lot
lot.
of dust. You're just snurfling up some dust, kid. The sconces on the wall, though, interestingly enough, are shaped like small dragons and other small mythical creatures. And the fire, you think it's fire. It's in like glass orbs sort of look. It's a nice warm sort of orange here. Cyrille with the 19. You find a door, and do you go all the way down? This is essentially an L-shaped hallway. Do you go all the way down to the end of the hallway?
Yeah, I wanna look at everything and see what I can see.
Awesome. So, Diana, I'll get to what you find because you find a very important thing. Cyrille, you go all the way down to the end of the L shape, the L curve of the hallway, and you find another door. Very clearly what is apparently the way to get from this dead end to another part of the house. And Diana, you find the door to what appears to be you find a door. It's very well hidden. It's a lot of the time when you guys find these doors, it seems almost like a visual glitch. Or some sort of illusion, where once you seem to roll high enough, it's as if the door has always been there, and how on earth could you have missed it? You've been rolling really well, though, so you've been finding a good percentage of the doors. And with a 24, you find a door, and it's rather tall, like all of these doors. Most of these doors are actually pretty big and pretty tall. Wonder what that's about. And this doorknob is a bronzy copper color. And it doesn't appear to be locked. Do you open it?
Diana looks at it and then kind of leans over to Carl and kind of like gently like tap him. Gently tap him.
Do you point out specifically the doorknob?
Yeah, they basically point it out and like type in, "Do you know where this leads?"
Carl grins, and you get, if you want, you can roll insight, but there is definitely the vibe of Carl is very pleased you found this door. Yeah, that's a dirty
20.
With your +7, get out of here. Carl knew that door was there. Carl was waiting for someone to find the door. And they are very pleased that you found the door without them prompting.
Cyrille at the bend in the hallway goes, "Well, there's a door over here," and he turns around.
Yeah.
Look at everyone.
Riku's too busy staring at the fire and sneezing.
Amazing. Carl tilts their head towards the door, and they grin at Diana, and they say, "Do you want to open it?"
Diana kind of like glares a bit, like, is this gonna be a trap? What is this? Okay. And then just slowly back into the door and just very carefully open it and try and peek into it.
Excellent. You have found what appears to be a workroom of some sort. There's lots of... Well, you can guess it's a workroom. If you want, you can roll perception to see if there's any specific stuff you see.
Sure.
Which is a
It's a
little
17.
important. Yeah, a 17. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Did any of you besides... So I know you all mentioned, like, what you had lost. Did any of you actually make note of what any of the others had lost?
So,
Diana knows about the deck.
Diana, lost a coat. Riku lost,
A music box.
music box.
Okay.
And Cyrille lost his deck.
Mm-hmm.
But, he didn't exactly explain what was holding his deck.
No. But yeah, Diana, and everyone, you watch Diana open the door. Was it there before? You don't know. Cyrille, you probably could have at least guessed. Because you rolled a 19. This is a workroom. It has shelves and like, as you're looking into this room, Diana, and if anyone else comes up to look in, this room has a lot of stuff in it. Like, there are things in various states of being made. There's blueprints on the wall. There's lots and lots of books, all tools. It's just like there's a chair sort of like laying on the ground, and it's kind of funnily shaped, but it makes sense, like, if you think about it, considering Call has a tail, you guys. And Diana, you see all of this stuff, and hey, maybe there's something in here that's important.
Diana will take a step in.
Cyrille will, follow her, question mark?
Yes. All right. Pause in
Before-
the game for a second. Out of character. Give me your character's pronouns so they're on record.
Cyrille's currently uses he.
Okay.
Currently. But he might change and decide to use they or she or something else. It depends on the day for him.
Valid.
Hell yeah. Diana uses she, her, they, them, both, whatever. But they're cool.
Riku uses he, him pronouns.
Alright, and for the record, Call tends to use they, but will use any pronoun. So, Cyrille, you're going in the room. Diana, you're going in the room. Riku, are you going in the room?
He is, but he's gonna turn to Call and go, I didn't know you were an engineer.
What's an engineer?
It's a person that makes things, I think. Maybe?
Diana just like does a shrug and it's like, basics? And types in, that's the basics of it?
Cyrille just kind of puts his hand up to his crystal ball and a question mark appears.
I dabble in things. Do any of you want to roll investigation?
Sure, I can roll investigation with my -1.
I can roll investigation with -1. Yeah.
It's not bad, that's a 13.
Yep.
Riku getting his sticky hands on everything.
Yeah.
Like a child would.
Shinies!
Diana, there is so much stuff, and you don't understand what a lot of it is. None of it makes sense, you can have a general idea of, like, this goes to this, probably. Nothing seems out of place to you. Cyrille, Cyrille, roll it again, because you have advantage.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, 18 minus 1 this time. That's a
Awesome.
17.
We'll get to you in a second. Riku,
Okay.
Riku, the world is your oyster! Look at all this stuff!
This is so
do
cool.
you go-
This is so cool. This is so cool.
Do you go essentially pawing through everything in this room?
Basically, but like it's only to like get a closer look at some of the stuff because tiny.
Awesome. Do me a favor, roll me 3d50s.
Oh dear. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3.
Awesome. So Riku, you turn up in your childlike gremlin pawing through everything. Some things that catch your interest are on a pedestal is a small, like, softball-sized brass orb etched with strange runes, and that's on the desk. You can either pocket it or point it out. I can't really... anything you want to take, you have to roll sleight of hand against.
Riku just kind of like pokes it, and like his eyes are like the round kibby eyes as he kind of turns to look at Call, and it's just like, oh, pretty. It's pretty. It's pretty. What it do?
Bless your soul. Call is standing in the doorway watching you guys. They are watching you guys rather closely. Like, their eyes are slits, and they're watching you guys, and their tail is slowly swinging back and forth. And they're like, it was a gift from a friend. I wouldn't suggest quite messing with it too much. And the 2 other items that catch your eye is hanging on the wall. There is a strange scrap of cloth from an old banner with a sigil you don't recognize. You are also a child, so that helps with the doesn't recognize X symbol. And also a bronze pentacle with the etching of a rat's head in the center. That is rather close to that strange orb. And while you are poking through Call's stuff, Cyrille, on the desk, looking as though someone sort of slung the bag there, like, carefully, but also sort of without thinking. There is a deck, but it's not in any sort of, loose container. They're not just sitting there. They're in a rather special and familiar bag.
Cyrille gasps and immediately picks it up and holds it to his chest, and there's hissing sounds as he's holding it through the crystal ball that makes up his head. Oh, my deck. How I've missed you. Thank the weave.
Riku just kind of turns and tilts his head, and there's like kind of like a wrinkle of his nose because why is there making out sounds? Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my god. Diana just let that be.
Yeah. Diana and Riku, your items don't seem to be here, which is rather unfortunate. F in the chat. And so it's very clearly, here's the fortune teller's thing. Yay! Now where's our stuff? And Call gives a definite nod, and they're like, excellent. I see that's one thing off our list. If you don't mind me asking once more, what was it, the 2 things both of you lost? perhaps this will speed up our search a little faster.
Diana just types in a blue coat.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was my mom's music box. I wore it around my neck because it's small,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm small.
Cyrille takes the dark blue bag with a very curious green infinity design on the front of it and puts it on over his neck, so it's now hanging where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Call grins at that. Unfortunately, Diana, that was a 7. Call isn't quite sure where your coat ended up. And they're just like thinking for a second. And they're like, well, I'm not sure about any sort of coats. I only have a few places where I tend to put clothing. A music box, though, you say, because that was a nat 20. I happen to know where that is. I think it will require a bit of stealthy maneuvering, considering. Because it's in the kitchen.
It's in the kitchen? Can we get snacks?
Call looks at Cyrille and Diana like, snacks?
Diana just types in, it's your place. I have no say.
Cyrille just kind of smiles and says, it may be surprising, but yes, I eat.
Not the question I was going for, but helpful information. Would you... I can get us to the kitchens, but, like I said, it does take a bit of stealthy maneuvering. Cyrille, you said you found the door at the end of that hallway.
Yes.
Excellent. That's where we want to go next. To head to the kitchens. And
Perfect.
do you want to lead the way?
Cyrille nods in that same way that he does, with his face just moving up and down, and he looks over to Riku and kind of just waves, "Come on."
Okay. I can be really quiet. I can be very, 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 very sneaky.
Diana's
Sure
just like sure. This is a child. She's not sure how much to trust how sneaky.
Cyrille's going to say to that as, well, you see, when I was younger, we used to play a game where we would, anyone who was quiet the longest got a little reward, which is a pebble.
Oh.
So.
Oh, is it shiny? Is it a shiny pebble?
Mm-hmm.
Shiny pebble. Okay. I'll be really quiet. And he's just kind of do the zip motion. And just he is now very quiet, but he is just like his eyes are shining because shiny pebble.
Cyrille gives a little wink to Riku.
There's like an excited little wiggle. Doesn't make any sound, but there is an excited little wiggle.
Before starting to pad out into the hallway again.
So you go down this hallway, and I shared the little snippet a minute ago. It's kind of hard to see because it's cut off for a reason. But there is... You all started at the top. You went around into the workroom, and then down to the bottom where you found the doorway. And it's cut off, yeah, but there is a hallway there, past the door. Do you guys roll anything or investigate? Or are you just
Yeah,
going?
perception.
I'm a look because
We're looking.
perception is better for me than investigation.
Yeah, you can do a look.
Same.
18, a 19.
Perception is +2, so that's 13. Wow, I keep rolling my
13.
favorite number.
Cyrille, you don't really notice. It's fine though. You're talking to Riku, and Riku is just looking around with those big old kibby eyes. With an 8, with a 13, yeah, you don't really see much. This hallway that you guys step into is different from the other one, where it's less like the walls of a home and more like the walls of a cave. The walls, while they are painted a similar sort of slate color that the walls are, it seems to have the texture of stone. And there are portions where there is sort of bracing, much like the ceiling beams of the house, but it's different and it's very odd. But you aren't quite sure, and you don't know much about this place, so it's whatever. Riku, you noticed this too, and you sort of, as the door was opening, heard right before a sort of crunching, scraping sound. It's very interesting. You aren't quite sure what's up with that.
He does like the little head tilt, kind of side to side, just kind of like noise, noise, noise. But he doesn't say anything because he's trying to be very, very, very quiet so he can get that pebble.
There are more sconces. Well, these are sconces on the wall, less light fixtures. And you can tell there's a portion of the wall, and Diana, you notice this as well, especially so, where it's sort of like how it was in the other hallway. It's not stone, but rather sort of like flat, like, maybe a doorway.
Diana will try and go there then.
Yeah, you feel your way along the wall, Diana, and all of a sudden, whoop, there's a doorknob, there's a door to your left.
Oh.
Yeah. They slowly open it up.
Cyril's eyes go blank, blank.
Yeah. So, there is a sort of like a twisty mini hallway. Looks like this. Yeah. And Diana, I'm guessing you sort of peek around the half corner there. And you see there is a sort of like a dresser or like a nightstand where it's like a short table with like a little cabinet space in the bottom and a drawer. And on top of it, there is a doily and then like a sort of twisty, dragony metal statue. And it has eyes that are sort of clear, clouded. They're like round, like an opal, but they're clouded. And they are a nice, soft green blue.
Diana kind of like points in there and types in, found another room. There's a... They kind of like pause there for a moment and just think.
Diana has opened a door. What are you guys doing?
Riku's already inside.
Cyril's face turns into a question mark, and then he notices that Riku's gone. Like, the outline of Riku is still there. But there is no Riku, and Cyril goes, and makes paces to look into the room to see if he can spot Riku. I feel like he's like, this This child is now my responsibility.
I'm just gonna sort of. This door isn't very well hidden, I'll be honest, and I'm gonna use your guys' past perception rolls. There's another door to the left of this strange statuette on this little table, and it isn't locked. There's nothing barring it. It's not locked. It's just a plain sort of brown door that's at one point been painted, but you aren't quite sure. It has the same sort of coppery doorknobs as the rest of the place seems to have.
Riku's already opening the door.
Excellent. Everyone
Young
else
man,
is being
wait.
Diana's just walking in. It's like, oh boy.
awesome.
Cyrille calling out, young man, wait.
Everyone do me a favor and roll perception.
Yep.
Specifically hearing.
I don't have any special bonuses to that, so that's a 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Riku, you hear very, very faint scratching noises. You aren't quite sure what it is. It's fine, though. You're also very distracted because you're in a new place. Oh my gosh!
Exploration, new things, shiny things. Ooh.
Yeah, Cyrille, you also hear the scratching, and you can tell it's two different kinds of scratching, but you're distracted also by Riku.
Can I attempt to catch up and grab Riku by the scruff?
Absolutely. Do me a favor, though, and roll me a strength check to see how well you scruff Riku.
It's my mod is 0. This is a straight D20.
Go for it.
Should I roll dex?
3.
Yeah, roll me a dex save.
Oh my god.
A nat 20.
Here's what I want to happen. Zero grabs Riku's back, but instead of pulling Riku back, Riku pulls Cyrille forward.
Awesome. Like a
Oh my god.
like a freaking dog cart. You're being pulled along. Here's the room you guys are in, and there's another doorway and presumably another room. I've helpfully included that room for you. Diana, with a 24, you can hear voices in the walls. You don't understand the language, but you can hear voices in the wall. And you can also hear a very low, slow breathing. And the slow, slight scrape, like wood being shoved across a marble floor, and the scratch of talons. Similar to calls, but different.
Diana's typing in all caps, please be quiet.
Call steps into the area after you guys and very clearly gives an anxious look to the right, but none of you have really tried to look for any doors, so that door you guys don't see or notice in character, despite the fact it's visible on the map.
On the door to the reading nook?
No, the door on the left side of the map.
Oh, okay.
Because you guys stepped through the door at the top.
Okay.
But this area is your oyster. Feel free to investigate, stick your grubby paws in everything, as you have been.
Riku, where are you going? Because
you're dragging Cyrille.
Yeah, let me just roll investigation real quick. Okay, that's
So Diana, do
No,
you like
that's
try and
not-
tap anyone on the shold,er or are you just like frantically
Yeah.
typing in all caps, hoping someone notices you panicking?
Well, kind of, but just did they see that they already like scurried off, and just like looks at Cal, points at their freaking dialogue box, and see if Cal sees that, and then like pushes to them like, what do ah?
Call walks over, like, Call takes, like, a tentative, like, careful step into your space, and then they, like, pat you on the shoulder, and they're like, so, I wouldn't suggest telling the others, but, and Call points to the door on the left side of the map that, like, whoosh, you can see it all of a sudden. Only Diana.
Mm-hmm.
That leads to where, Voss is. I would suggest maybe perhaps exercising caution at the moment. If you hear anything besides where that's coming from, don't worry about it.
And Diana gives a look. Actually, she's gonna roll insight.
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
I rolled 17 for stealth. That means I've got 18 in
22.
stealth.
Valid.
Why are you rolling stealth, Cyrille?
Because earlier,
Mm-hmm.
Cyrille told Riku to be quiet, and we're playing the quiet game now, so Cyrille's gonna be quiet.
Excellent.
Oh my god!
It's not working. Cyrille, you are nice and quiet, and you're like shadow, like smoke, like exactly what's in your orb. Riku's having a blast. He rolled a 12 in investigation and an 8 in quiet game. He is just like, he zoomed into this room. He looked around. He saw there was another sort of dresser with a statuette on it. Another one. Wow, there's so many of these. And then he saw the door to the reading nook, and I'm guessing he is beelining right for that door.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Diana, meanwhile, you rolled insight, right? For Call telling you not to worry about it. Yeah, Call isn't too concerned, presumably about the same sort of voices you can hear on the walls.
Oh, great. Okay.
You feel free to investigate.
Yeah. They're just
You
like,
can-
oh, god.
You can do a non-specific investigation, or you can be investigating something specific. Cyrille, I'm guessing you are being dragged by Riku to the reading nook.
Uh-huh. To be more specific, his shoes don't actually make any noise. They, in fact, would probably muffle the noise of his actual feet. So he's sliding along on them, and that's why he's so good at stealth right here.
Amazing.
He's not actually walking.
Peck.
Oh.
Oops.
Oh, whoops.
Oops.
You got a 9.
Oh, no.
What are you investigating? A general
It
investigation?
was supposed to be a general investigation, but apparently, oops.
It's fine.
It decided it wanted the channel instead of.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, no.
But you got a 9. Ignoring all of the strange text in that box. I'm gonna just say the fact that there's voices in the wall has off-put you quite a bit.
Yeah.
Especially because you don't understand what they're saying, and they sound a little, like, scrapey and scary, and, like, And meanwhile, Call's just, like, watching Riku drag Cyrille into, like, throw open the door, and look! There's a room full of pillows and bookshelves, and, you know, there's, like, and just, yeah, Riku's having a ball, dragging Cyrille around.
He's beelining it for the pillows. His brain has gone into nest mode.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
So you just dive like an Olympic diver into these pillows and nest, I guess. Does Cyrille end up getting dragged into this? Do I need to make Cyrille roll a dex save as you like
Yes,
fling
make a
yourself
dex
into this?
save.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
I was just gonna say he's probably going to be dragged.
Mhm.
It's up to you, Heart.
See, that's a 13 plus 1 is 14.
Awesome. You don't absolutely pecking faceplant, but it's a very ungraceful stumble, like flop down into the pillows as Riku, much like the bedroom of In a Hat in Time, it's just full of pillows, but there's also like bookshelves and like a few more of those like dressers with like trinkets and just like all sorts of fun stuff.
Hey,
And-
Cyrille, can you make a perception check?
Yep. Just choose a die to roll.
Diana, do you want to try and continue investigating anywhere else while
Yeah.
those two are
That's
sure
13.
doing stuff?
Yeah, Diana will try to look at where are. I guess it's the. Where else is available to look?
Mm-hmm. Looking for more doors.
Yeah. Well,
Cyrille. Yeah.
can she do
Sorry.
perception or investigation? Or does
Um,
it have to be investigation?
You can do, I'll say this way, you can roll either an investigation and potentially find more doors, or you can roll a perception and then potentially, if you do really good, roll an investigation with advantage.
I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
Because
An eight.
never mind. Never mind.
You have no idea what these weird statues are. There are voices in the walls. You just want your coat.
Yeah.
Feel free to go looking for more doors. Cyrille, you rolled a 13.
Yep. Cyril's gonna sit up, and his eyes are doing spirals because he's a little dizzy.
But like even that is like you're able to hear as like Riku kind of pops up from the from all of like the pillows and stuff, and is just kind of starfishing on the on them. You kind of hear this like kind of rumbly churring noise. You don't know what that's all about, but you hear it.
Cyril mumbling to himself, well, this is not the way I thought my day would go.
It's so comfy.
You two have your moment. Diana, do you wanna roll the look for door?
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. I just realized though your perception was a nat 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was like.
Do
Should I roll?
do
or should
me
I-
a favor and roll again. I'm just gonna impose disadvantage for
Okay.
this one looking for doors look. Yeah, that's a
Wonderful.
6. You find Jack.
Alright, Riku, don't you want to go get something to eat?
Oh, snackies.
Remember
Snackies.
playing the quiet game.
Oh no. There is clear conflict on Riku's face.
Cyril leans over and winks. I won't tell them. If you just be quiet from here on out, alright? You can still get the pebble.
Yep.
While you guys are having your touching moment, Diana, you watch, because Call rolled a fucking 10, you watch Call none so subtly walk over to the end of, the bottom of the map, and sort of just tap, tap on the wall, and a door opens. And Call, without looking back necessarily, walks through it.
I mean, that
Diana
makes
like
sense. This
frowns.
is Call's house.
Diana will take one look towards the other two, and then to see if they notice her, because she can't say anything. Like she just like waves hand. They see her.
I think at this point, Cyril's going to come out of the reading nook, Hopefully with Riku.
Riku's gonna follow because snackies.
Yeah. Diana just makes a motion of like follow me something,
Mm-hmm.
and then tries to like quietly go behind Kyle and see where they're heading.
Are you rolling stealth?
Yeah, because that's
Okay.
weird. That's suspicious.
I'm gonna
Okay.
roll stealth again.
Riku, you gotta roll with disadvantage because you're wearing armor.
Ah, Peck.
Yep.
I forgot he was
Ah.
wearing armor.
I'm gonna be real.
Roll
I remember
three.
that Call is wearing armor as well and would have to roll disadvantage, but also they rolled a 10, so it was already like a
15.
I'm gonna be real here, Chief. I don't think a 3 passes.
No. Cyril, as he's walking along, he starts humming to himself.
Awesome. Only Diana passes because
Oh,
Call's
no.
passive is a 16. So you guys start to follow Call, and you get approximately 3 feet in the door before Call just straight up fucking turns around.
Diana moves to the
because-
side.
Yeah, Diana's perfectly hidden. Like, Diana gone. So Call turns around and just sees Cyrille humming to himself and Riku.
Riku's like just kind of peeking around from like behind Cyril, and it's just like blink, blink, blink. Are we his like clear expression is are we not playing the quiet game?
And
Huh?
Cyril pauses and looks kind of startled because he didn't realize he was humming.
Call looks just as startled. Let's be real. And they blink at you guys and give the reptilian tilt of the head, and they're like, "Oh yes. I was looking really quickly because I figured I was in the area. Might as well check. Do you want to see what's ahead?" And
They're round kibby eyes from Riku.
Yes.
So, yeah, Call is standing at one end of the hallway, next to that purple dot, essentially. And the purple dot is a statuette, but it is just on the ground. It's rather tall. It looks like some sort of creature holding a spear, like it's bursting out of the floor, with how the statuette is molded. And Call sort of gestures for you all to, doesn't see Diana, but gestures for you guys to go around the corner. Ahead of Call.
Riku.
Cyril's gonna do the Toonish thing and only peek his admittedly large crystal ball head around the corner.
Riku's gonna see that and like do the tune stack.
Amazing. It's another hallway. And at the end of it, there's another curve.
Diana's just quietly there, just they at this point they're like, okay, you know what? Let's go on ahead, but just say nothing and just like try and blend it to everything.
Oh,
else.
are you going ahead?
Yeah, but they won't engage into anything. They're just looking for now. Since they notice, like, okay, they're pretty well hidden. They're just gonna be careful and just take a look.
Okay. So it's another hallway. Do you guys go down it?
Yep.
Awesome.
Riku's already like kind of racing down because new place. Woo!
Can Diana be rolling a perception?
Sure,
look?
you can roll a perception.
Riku racing down the hallway. Ka-chink.
Yeah.
Riku! Cyril says in a panicked manner and starts running to try to catch up.
That's an 11.
I'll roll perception. Why not?
Yeah, you're gonna roll perception? Okay.
I rolled a nat 1.
Awesome!
Oh my
All you see is
God.
Riku. Guess what, you guys? It's another hallway. And there's another statuette
Oh
at
my
the
God.
end. You guys keep going down the hallway?
Riku's
At
gonna
this
kneel
point,
and-
no, actually, Diana will stop at that point and go to the statuette.
Okay. It's a statuette.
Diana will poke, like something. Is it important to this point? Because they're seeing like a pattern there, and they're pretty sure this might loop around. So they're just like, does this do anything then?
It's a statuette. It's a really nice statuette. So for Riku and Cyrille, it's another hallway.
Riku's just gonna keep going.
And Cyrille's
Awesome.
gonna panic follow after him.
Awesome. Call, who is trailing behind the pack because this is their house, they know exactly where this is going. There's a reason why they were like, I'm just gonna check this really quick. And they stop, and do you want to roll me another stealth? Because you've stopped,
Yep.
Diana?
Mm-hmm. That's 17.
Call doesn't notice you. Call is very, very just casual. Their eyes sort of slide right over you. Because they're watching Cyrille and Riku fucking go down another hallway.
Oh my God.
And there's another statuette at the end.
Is this an endless looping hallway?
No, actually, because as you guys go down the final corner, there's a little room, and there is a large statue of like a woman, and she's holding a spear, and it looks much like the other ones, and she has a pair of angelic wings coming from her back. And there's a coat around her shoulders. It is blue, and it has sort of a furry ruff to it. It's a rather nice coat.
Oh, oh, oh.
Here, Cyril's going to kind of crouch and be like, winks at Riku and get up on my back.
Here
You
we
want to
go.
get it, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if this will work. This is a straight D20.
Yep.
Oh my God.
If not, I'm making you guys make saves.
Oh, hey, that's a 16.
And should I roll like athletics to make sure that Riku actually doesn't tip over?
Yeah, go ahead and do that. We'll see. We've got the strength. Let's see if we've got the I'm not gonna fall over. Oh yeah, you guys are
Oh,
stack.
yeah.
This is like you guys are playing chicken with the angel.
So, Cyril straightens up again and goes, all right, Riku, grab the coat.
Okay. Oh. And like just kind of like there's excited little chitter noise as he grabs the coat, and it's just like, whoa, soft coat. Ooh, nice. Got it.
Okay.
But he makes sure to like whisper very quietly because they're still playing the quiet game.
Oh my God.
And Cyril, gripping tightly to his quarterstaff, is going to lean down again so that Riku can get off because he knows he cannot walk with Riku on his back.
Riku slides
Mhm.
off and is just like holding the coat, looking very proud of himself.
He straightens up with a quiet groan and a noise. And he goes, let's go see if that belongs to the lovely lady.
And you guys passed Call on the way. Call was like, casually strolling. And they blink and their eyes do the slit, go big, go normal, and they're like, ah, yes, I had a Yes, I do believe that was what I was going to check on. I see you guys have found it and retrieved it. Do you happen to know where Diana went? I wanted to see if this was theirs.
Cyril's going to look around to try to
I-
see
Roll
if he
perception!
can find
Yeah,
Diana.
roll perception.
You gotta beat a 17.
It means it beats it because I rolled a 17.
Means
Oh,
it beats
yeah.
it.
I swore she was somewhere. Oh,
Diana, like, it's right behind Riku and just gently kind of like lifts off the coat.
there you are.
Oh! I think this yours. Yours?
Diana nods.
And like there's just excited little hand flappy flaps from Riku.
Oh. Diana like gives Riku like a nice pat in the head as they slowly put on the coat.
Riku beams at Diana, just like, "Hey, I did it good. I helped. Look,
Um,
look, Cyrille, I helped.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Cyril's the smoke in Cyril's head becomes all hearts again.
Call.
Diana just types in a thank you, generally to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Mix Diana, you're really pretty. You were pretty without the coat, but you're really pretty now. You're really pretty.
They just like blink. It's just again like a thank you.
Call just like gives sort of a shake of their head, but there's like a grin there. And there's sort of like the smell of something like hot metal for a second as they give a huff through their nose. And they pat Riku on the head, and they pat Cyrille on the shoulder, and they give a nod to Diana and sort of gesture back the way they came. And they're like, since our detour has borne fruit, we can head to the kitchen now if you'd like.
That would be wonderful. And yes, please, can we take a break?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
going to call for a break. But yeah. So just really quick before we go on break, yay, you guys beat my maze puzzle.
With Riku just running ahead and Cyril going, Riku, come back!
Yep.
Um,
This is a child, Your Honor.
So whenever we get back from our break, you guys can essentially start at the doorway to the maze and back out from it.
Okay.
But yeah, go take a break, go get drinks, go get snacks, go use the bathroom.
Yay.
Me. Oh, whoa. Yes, Riku's baby. This is a baby! It's a baby here! How is there a baby here? Oh no! Oh. Yep. Oh boy, what is the child gonna do? Who knows? The child's never been loose in a dragonborn's home before, I assume. But yes, this has been so much of a delight. Oh my god.
What is this? What did I come back to?
I don't doom, apparently.
Hi, Lewis. For the audience, there's a screenshot, and it's Mod Mad. I want to run Doom on Toonkind. Luis, please don't. Mod Mad. Will it run Doom Lock-in Edition? Liz, Rad, I feel like legally you're the only person who can make that work. Jazz, ... Bro can run Doom. Luis, can Little
Oh
Joe run
God.
Doom? Jazz, debatable but plausible.
Beautiful.
Amazing. So, how are you guys feeling at the moment?
It's been,
Having
I'm
a lot of
feeling
fun.
it's been a delight.
Guess
Yeah.
what? Guess what? There aren't a lot of puzzles, you guys. This is their house. You're like, are there traps?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just a house.
suspicious.
Oh no, yeah.
Suspicious.
The house is hella suspicious. I got a really good line the other day. It's, if you respect the house will respect you. So that'll be interesting.
Oh,
It's
boy.
been fine though. You guys
Mhm.
haven't stolen anything or trashed anything. It's going great.
Honestly, there might be a time in this where Cyrille reaches out and gently pets the wall. I'm gonna be real here. Considering Cyrille, if Cyrille gets an inkling that the house is sentient, Cyrille's going to pet the wall.
Man, that'll be interesting.
I mean, Riku's gonna like pat it, like considering some things that I just remembered that I'm gonna have to tell you, audio.
Oh
boy.
Yeah.
Diana has no idea sentient houses, excuse me?
Man.
I don't know. We'll see if Cyrille figures it out. He's
Mhm.
not very smart, guys, and
Oh,
compared
Lord.
to Diana's wisdom, his wisdom is, passable.
Yeah, by the way, Diana, are you gonna peck and tell anybody about the fact the walls were talking? Or is that just like something you're gonna keep in the back pocket?
Diana's just gonna keep it in the back pocket. They're pretty sure there's like this might cause a bit more panic or more curiosity from these people who are already like going ahead into things. So best keep that for later.
Awesome.
Because yeah.
That's Sunday Diana's problem.
Uh-huh.
So are you guys ready to start up again?
Mhm.
Awesome. So you guys are standing at the top of the hallway. I have a question. Call gave you all a map. Have you guys been, like, marking any of this down, or are you just going?
Who took the map?
I don't know.
I don't
Who
think
did
anybody
take
took the map. Diana didn't take it.
Okay, I guess Cyrille took it then.
I'm just gonna roll intelligence to see if Riku
Immediately into
even
the fumble
thought
space.
about that.
A
That's
9.
a 9. I don't know. No,
Let
too busy running.
Let me see if Cyrille thought about marking on the map, because he did take it, because Diana didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey. It's an 18 minus 1, so yes!
Hey!
Yes.
So, I'm gonna roll hammer space, because he probably put it in his hammer space.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 5. So he takes it... So, how he takes it out is he just kind of pulls it out from behind him.
Mm-hmm.
From underneath his cloak, and he opens it up, and he's got to pull out some sort of marker because he doesn't have one.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a 7. So he pulls out a charcoal pencil and just like scribbles a few notes. In Draconic.
So here's sort of what your guys' map looks like on this side of what has been added to it. You all don't know much, but you got that.
Yep.
Hey.
And Call leads you all up past the reading nook, up back into the strange stone-like hallway, with doors that seem to magically appear from nowhere. Who knows about that? Might be a visual glitch. At this point, it's just a feature, though. And
Cyrille just starts thinking, 'cause it reminds him of something.
man,
But
don't
he
know what.
doesn't. He doesn't remember. He doesn't quite remember because nobody remembers the NET.
It's fine.
Anyways.
Don't worry about it. And Call brings you up to the green doorway at the end of the stone hallway. And they stop, and they look at the doorway, and they look at you guys, and they take a deep breath, and they say, so for the next part, we're going to actually have to be quiet, because we're going to be passing in front of the room that Voss is squatting in. And while he is taking his midday nap, I'd really rather not have to deal with him.
Diana slowly nods.
So, if you guys actually want to try and do anything to make your guys more stealthier, now is the time.
Riku's going to take off his armor.
Okay.
Let's see.
Diana doesn't really have anything to help.
So, Cyrille, do you got anything, or?
I'm reading through Enlarge Reduce.
Is that something you want to...
Yes. So, what Cyrille's going to do is he's going to lean over and whisper to Riku, "Hey Riku, do you want to see a magic trick?"
They're Kibby eyes. There are Kibby eyes again.
And he's going to cast Reduce on Riku.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So now Riku is small.
Smaller
Riku,
than he
you are now-
already was.
You are now half your size, and you are very, very light.
And Cyrille's going to reach down and pick Riku up and put Riku on his shoulders.
Riku is
Diana's
fine with
just
this.
looking. Just like, okay, this is a thing, I guess.
Cyril, just because you Riku's basically flopped on top of your crystal ball head. You can both feel and hear that same kind of rumbling, churring noise. It's coming from Riku.
This only lasts a minute, so I'm gonna...
Everybody roll
Can I use
stealth,
my-
kids.
Can I use my inspiration point for stealth, please?
I mean, you can. I will say there are mechanics in place in case of. All right. Before I decree yes or no, everyone else roll stealth.
Okay. Oh boy.
So,
So I rolled a 9.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real here, Chief. I don't think that's gonna help. That inspiration point because everybody failed.
Oh.
The DC was a 16.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So Riku, while you are very quiet and being carried by Cyrille, you're purring, and Cyrille, your head is sort of hollow, and it's making a really funny noise now because it's just like the purring against this hollow object. I don't know quite how to describe it other than it's a very odd noise. And it's hearable. It's definitely something you can hear.
It probably kind of like probably sounds just like echoey.
Mm-hmm.
With some sort of crystalline edge to it.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like a funky ass reverb.
Yep. And
Diana...
Cyrille is just dashing.
Oh my god.
9.
Diana, you're wearing heels. And the floor is stone.
Oh boy.
So you've got a nice click clack of your heels. Call just strolls out into the hallway. And gives so Cyrille, you're dashing across this area to presumably the next doorway.
Yeah.
With Riku.
Because again, reduce only lasts a minute.
Mm-hmm. Do me a favor, and are you going for that door across the way?
The door. Yes, the open door. The green door. Green door.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Roll me strength. Like
Okay.
athletics or strength.
That is both a 0.
Oh boy.
Straight D20 roll. Let's go.
Oh boy.
That's a 10.
Wow, this is glorious.
Oh dear.
So the thing about this door is, yes, it is unlocked and you can just open it. Two things, however. It swings open to the inside, and it is blocked from the inside. There is something in front of it. So, Cyrille, you dash with this strange-ass reverb echoing from you into the door, and you, like, get ready to throw it open, and you just thunk, hit the box.
No.
And
There's a comical crack noise.
Oh no.
As Cyrille goes smack right into the door.
yeah, Diana, at that point, I'm guessing you're kind of just, like, running after them, too, and your heels are click-clacking on the floor.
At this point, Diana's just, like, typing, like, oh god, oh no.
Yeah. And Call, seeing that stealth has gone out the window, is just casually strolling across. I have to roll something now.
Actually, can Diana have like fog cloud at the ready in case something moves or whatever? Just ready.
Sure. But let's see. So that's a 24.
Oh no.
Let me roll something else.
Oh, fear. Oh, fear.
Oh, this is so funny. I didn't expect you guys to fuck it up this bad. Okay, let's roll this. 18. Excellent. Okay. So the two doorways that you guys are marked as blocked off. Basically, all across that wall that is in red, where your maps had been, it looks as though it is made of a crumbly, dark brass brick. And you hear shuffling noises, because that 24 was the dragon's perception.
Ah, shit.
Great.
Oh, shit. We're fucked.
And you hear the huff of breath and the sound of large, heavy steps on stone. Call, meanwhile, has given up any sort of pretense of stealth, and with their 18, shoves you all through that door.
Oh no.
And shoves it shut behind everyone. You are now in a new area, and you can hear the dragon outside the door snuffling around.
Did Call come with us?
Yeah, Call's in there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
in Toonish fashion, did they all crash to the floor on top of one another?
Oh please.
As in,
want,
Cyrille on
but-
top of Diana.
No, it would go.
Riku's already on top of Cyrille.
It would
Or
go.
Diana on top of Cyrille.
Yeah. So
Cyrille's
it would
on the
go,
bottom.
Yeah. If you want, it can, but it's also, that'll be noisy.
Yeah.
So I feel like, how about we roll a d2?
Okay.
A 1 is you guys get your cartoonish pile up, and a 2 is everyone stumbles in, and it's slightly stealthier. Okay, it's a 2. Call's real kind nature saves the day, and you all stumble in, and Call essentially puts their back to the door, and you watch Call lock it behind them, and a wooden bar appears in front of the door on your guys' side. And you are now in a new area. And yeah, you can hear the dragon outside, and I'm gonna just be, yeah, what are you guys gonna do?
Well, first, I'm gonna pick up Riku and very carefully set him down on the floor. So that when he becomes his normal size, Cyrille doesn't,
Topple
Alright.
over.
topple
Oh
over.
my god. Like, I feel like just like Riku's kind of just clinging to Cyrille, so he's just kind of holding onto Cyrille's leg. Like, that was scary.
Diana just like quickly brushes off and then quickly types, "What was that?"
So that's an 18. You guys hear on the other side of the door snuffling. And you watch as under the crack of the door there is some sort of actually roll me all history.
Oh boy.
Great. I love rolling history.
And I'll look at your perception in a second. Cyrille.
Oh, dirty 20!
I got a 2 for history.
Awesome. Cyrille, you don't remember a damn thing.
Yeah,
Diana,
pretty accurate.
Diana, that is a familiar smog, but you can't place it. Riku, that is the smoke that made you go to Night Night Town. At the before this adventure, whenever you were plucked off the side of the road or mountain or wherever you were, that is the brash dragon, sleeping breath. And I have to make Kyle roll something. But everyone else is fine. And
no.
Cyrille, with a 12,
boy.
you're in a kitchen.
Yes,
And I'll get to
good.
that in a second. Because I want to roll this really quick.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's fine. I have a +6.
I knew it.
Still.
Cole was rolling con for this.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh no.
You watch Call's eyes, actually, I'm gonna roll again. Because Call should have advantage on this, I'm gonna be real. Okay, that's fine. So, just to flavor this, you watch Call's eyes roll back in their head for a second. And their knees start to crumple. And then there's sort of a strange rustling, rattling noise coming from them. And they shake their head furiously. And they pound on the door behind them. And you hear them yell, "Voss, get your damn smog out of here!" And on the other side of the door...
Do they
you
yell that in
hear-
Draconic?
No, they yell that in Common.
Okay.
And you hear on the other side of the door a slow scraping sound. And there's a voice. And it says, "Is that you?" And Call looks at you all for a second. And they're like, "Of course it's me! I live here!" Are you all being quiet? How quiet are you being?
Yep.
Cyrille has
Diana
placed
can't make a
his
noise.
hands over Riku's mouth. And honestly, he's not moving beside that. He's stock still, almost like a statue. Do you want me to roll stealth?
No, I'm gonna, yeah. Voss is not that smart. I'm gonna be real. And you just hear some low grumbling in Draconic as Voss is like, "Well, let me know next time when you're going to be up and about and so loud. Make sure to do the cleaning. I'm going back to bed." And Call's face twists up in an expression of clear disgust.
You kind of twitches underneath Cyrille's hand, just like twitch.
The Cyril's smoke starts swirling, and it looks kind of like a meteorological phenomenon that we know as tornadoes.
Diana just types in, and this is like, she doesn't make a noise while she's typing it or anything. Like, she just types, "They want me to beat up a guy for you?"
Wait, does
Call.
Diana understand the Draconic? Was that
No.
in Draconic?
The last bit
pretty sure
about
that's
the
in
cleaning
Common.
was.
Oh, okay. But Diana sees like Carl's disgruntled.
Call
like,
is very,
they don't. Yeah. So like, it's just like, "Want me to beat up somebody?" Like.
But the scraping footsteps and what you can guess is the scrape of a tail against the stone floor, much like Call's, happens again, and it grows fainter, and you hear a strange sort of noise, sort of like a pop sound, and Call relaxes, and there's still the bar in front of the door, but you guys have successfully navigated around having the boss fight a little early, essentially. Cyrille, I'll give you the chance to roll perception again if you want, because that kind of got buried. And you guys are taking a second now to reorient yourselves after that bit of a close call. Close call. Khalkeús.
Out of 10.
Awesome. You want to keep the 12 from last time then?
Yes, please.
Marginally better.
Just a little bit better. Cyril's gonna take his hands from in front of Riku's face.
Everyone rolled a 12.
Oh my god.
Everyone!
And just
God.
just kind of ruffle Riku's hair. He goes, "Oh, that was very rude."
This isn't even their house. You don't. It's just.
So with a 12, it was unlabeled on the map, as everything seemed to be that you were given, but it is the left side of the map, and there's a wall, but this is what the area looks like. So there's a wall to your guys' left. You guys are sort of standing in this little nook area into sort of like a mini hallway. But this call said the kitchen was here. So presumably either the green door on the bottom leads you to the kitchen, or the green door on the top leads you to the kitchen. Otherwise, this area has a sort of whitish tile floor. And the walls are painted sort of soft greenish gray.
Riku's gonna go up on top because that looks like it has more stuff.
Diana's gonna go down below.
Okay.
Cyrille is going to look for a place to sit.
Well, I'm just
there's
gonna...
something that he needs to do right now.
I will say, Call has essentially plopped their ass right in front of the door. They're gonna be there a minute. They need a second for that heart check.
Yeah.
So, Cyrille, let's start with you. Do you sit next to Call? Do you sit somewhere else in this hallway, or do you follow Riku or Diana?
I think I'm gonna follow Riku because he needs a seat to sit on. Sitting on the floor makes it so much harder to get up from it.
So we'll follow Diana first. Diana, you open this door, and you can see... What can you see? Do you want to roll another perception? This is a different area.
Yes.
I will be kind.
I wanna. Please. Hey!
A
26.
Diana, you look to your left, and there seems to... It's a bathroom. Like, So, if you are standing in the doorway and looking in, to your left, which is on the right side of the map, there's sort of like a wash-up area, and like where you can guess is sort of like linens and such. It's not like a proper bathroom. It's sort of like a shower room where you pass through to go to where the actual showers are. So it's like there's a linen closet, there's some sinks, there's another closet where you can guess is more stuff. I mean, do you go through things?
Just mostly to look, because Diana knows they're looking for like a music box. It's not really to check, it's just to look.
So it's sort of just like where you can guess is some... I'm going to retract my statement on it being a bathroom, honestly. It's sort of like another storage area of sorts where there are things for bathroom. Like, there's cleaning stuff, which is why you'd think it's a bathroom. But there's not like toilets or showers or tubs. There's a sink, but there's a drain on the floor, and it's got storage. And as a treat, there's another doorway. But as you watch, it disappears.
Huh.
So that's there's not a lot in there. It's essentially a dead end. If you want to make like a freaking chemical gas, you can. That's where you get the stuff. If you commit a war crime.
Nope.
Riku, go ahead, and you and Cyrille can roll perception.
Right.
And while that's happening, I'm going to roll something.
12.
Oh my gosh, an
Damn
8.
it.
It's a kitchen.
It almost landed on 17, and then it rolled. I'm like, no.
F.
Is there a seat in here?
Yes. So on the map, like you walk in, and it's the first thing you see. It's a round table, sort of like a kotatsu, and it's got little pillows around it. And there are a few like actual dining chairs. Not a lot though.
He's going to slowly walk over to the dining chair and do that that you usually hear from people sitting, elderly people sitting down into a chair. He's gonna set his walking stick / quarterstaff to the side and pull up his foot and rest it on his knee as he pulls off his shoe. And reveal that his feet are also invisible like his hands are. And he's going to take a moment to rub them with his gloves on.
Okay. Riku, it's a kitchen! It's a kitchen! There's cabinets and what looks to be a big icebox, and there's some sinks and lots of drawers, and you are 110% sure there's snacks in here.
There are Kibby eyes. The Kibby eyes have returned. Just snacks. He's gonna start rustling through whatever he can reach to see if he can find the snacks. Conveniently forgetting that his music box is also here because snackies. He wants snackies, you guys.
Alright. Diana, do you join the others?
Yeah, at that point, Diana will just kind of walk out. Is Kyle still sitting over there?
No, Call has gotten up, and, they've got their head, they have stood, and you watch Diana as they press their head to the door with their eyes closed, and they are listening. And you watch them listen for a minute, and then they open their eyes, and then you watch as they walk forward a few feet, and against the wall to which you guess on the other side is the kitchen, they tap twice.
Okay.
Do you want to make a perception check?
Yes. Nope.
That is another nat one.
Misfortune is just hanging out with us today.
Yeah.
So you
Although
watch
Lalu's
this.
been looking over briefly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You have no idea why Call did this because you don't hear or see any sort of resulting action. You can guess why they would have their head pressed against the door, listening for their unwanted house guest. But you don't know why they tapped on that wall, which is odd. But not necessarily anything weirder than anything else you've seen. And Call soon enough looks over to you and then gestures to the door the others went through and says, after you then. That's the way to the kitchen.
Diana kind of like blinks and then nods and just pauses for a bit. Kind of like looks at Call and just quickly types, how are you doing?
Call blinks at the very straightforward question. I applaud you for that because, hey, guys, you can just ask instead of just roll. It's, you know, I know D&D is all about rolling things, but sometimes you can just come out and ask stuff. Call sort of, you watch Call like rub the back of their neck and then roll their shoulders, and their shirt kind of does a funny sort of stretch, but it seems fine and they seem a little more relaxed after. And they say, well, I've been better, but I will say this is certainly a lot more fun than the last few weeks have been. Shenanigans and childlike shenanigans aside.
Diana just like nods at that and just types it like, this all seems really, really bizarre, but do you have like any good plan how to like get them out?
I love how they're just having this conversation.
Without Cyrille.
Yeah, without Cyrille or Riku. It's just, yeah, it's fine. Call looks back the way you guys came and thinks for a second, and they're like, well, quite honestly, technically, I could have just taken... Part of the problem is I'm not necessarily weaker than Voss. I really would rather not fight him alone, because obviously with his sleeping gas breath, and the fact he likes to treat me like a kobold, which is rather awkward, I'm just really... Yeah, Diana doesn't know what that is.
No. Diana's just like, apparently that's an insult.
That's a problem for Diana to think on later.
Yep.
Diana will eventually learn, maybe.
Maybe we'll meet one.
Who knows? Cause like, I just would rather have safety in numbers, you know, because it's quite annoying trying to confront your unwanted house guest, only for them to fill the room with sleeping gas, and then make sure you get knocked out, and then sticking you right back where you started.
Diana gives another nod, and like kind of like looks at the other room, and just quickly types, we could have our own kind of sleeping gas too.
Well, I don't want to kill him. He's honestly quite a frickin' pushover. Because he's a coward, he doesn't want to fight at all, which is why he extraneously uses his gas so much. He is, of course, absolutely very much within the stereotype of brash dragons, of course. Knocks you out and makes you sit and talk to him for hours until he's sick of listening to you talk, so he has to listen to himself talk. And then he goes on for hours and hours, and it feels like days. I figure, honestly, if we confront him, he will either beat him to a pulp and scare him off, or we can intimidate him quietly out the door before he breaks anything else.
Diana gives a nod at that.
And Call glances back at the kitchen door, and then like, I don't know much about Too Young, but Cyrille at the very least should probably at least know about any sort of plans we make.
And I just like, oh, right. Kind of like expression.
Oh yeah, there's another part of this equation, huh? And call question, Cyrille and Riku. Did you guys shut the kitchen door behind you?
No.
No.
Excellent.
So is Cyrille just like? Can Cyrille just like lean over while he's essentially massaging his feet and look through the door to see them just kind of standing there?
Roll me perception to see if you hear, or if Riku's clattering and chattering around is distracting enough.
That's fair. Oh, that's a 13 plus 2, 15.
Yeah, you can hear them like sort of quietly talking.
I can hear Khalkeús. Cal.
Yeah.
Khalkeús, yeah.
Yeah, not Diana.
Yeah. At the very least you hear Kal's responses. And Kal sort of again to Diana gestures and is like, we can retrieve the last of the missing items and then probably make a bit of a battle plan, you know?
Yeah, just gives a smile and a nod as they start walking along, kind of like looking back at Kyle to see if they're following.
Yeah, Kal follows you in.
As you start walking, Cyrille goes, you know, I'm a little hard of hearing. It might be better if you come into this room and speak, if you want to involve me in any conversation.
Diana gives like a very a kind of ashamed look as he just like quickly types sorry.
Riku's currently in one of the cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Baby.
I'm old, not deaf. Darling.
Kal walks past Cyrille and like pats him lightly on the shoulder before going over to where Riku is presumably like some sort of tiny raccoon child burrowing into the cabinets.
Yep.
Riku, while you're in there, do me a favor and roll perception. Or roll investigation, actually, because you're doing a searchy search.
Alright, that's a 2 then. That's a 19.
Awesome.
Hey.
Yeah, Riku, you find a lot of interesting things. Lots of dry goods, which is a bit boring. But, you know, funnily enough, all of the containers are really small and easy to open. Like, oh my gosh, I bet ants could even, like, have a pretty decent time. Or, like, you'd think ants, or just someone really, really small, like, smaller than you, maybe. You don't know. Would have a really easy time getting into all of this stuff. But you find, in your absolute delight, a bag of cookies. Nothing can go wrong with these cookies.
Oh boy.
And you also find you also find a you know, just a few like treats. Just, you know, nothing too crazy. Mostly just like stuff that would last. So it's like nice crackers or like, I don't know, just sort of like dried or baked goods that will last.
Like kind of
And
like
cookies.
maybe like a cracker hardtack kind of thing.
Yep, something like that.
Riku's actually snacking on a bit of the hardtack, just kind of nom 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 nom, and there are crumbs on his face. He's kind of pocketed the cookies for later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
And Kal reaches into the cabinet and like sort of drags you out by like the back of your tunic. Like remove the
Gruffed once again.
Yep. Yet again.
Third time.
And they Kal peeks into the the cabinets that you have been scrounging through like a raccoon, and just slowly does like a really slow look, slow blink, and then shuts the cabinet. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lean back out and they roll their shoulders and they pat you on the head, Riku. And they say, "Did you find the treats you were looking for?"
I got cookies. Want one?
Perhaps not now. Maybe that's a treat for another day.
Okay. Hardtack? And he's gonna hold up another, like, a little, like, broken piece of hardtack and offer it.
I will respectfully decline that as well. I'm rather not hungry. Mira, as a note, whenever Riku takes those cookies out, roll a d20, and if you roll a nat 1, let me know.
Okay. Let me just really quickly write that down so I can ask you.
Don't worry about it.
Cyrille switches to massaging his other foot.
And Carl glances back at Diana and Cyrille, and they nod at Diana and they nod at Cyrille, and they say, Diana asked me outside the kitchen if about our asked about Voss, because he was quite curious about the noise and such. I will say, I don't want to, brutally murder him in my house. I'm sure you can understand. He is a bit of a coward, though, so I figure, if nothing else, we can spook him out and make sure he knows he's not welcome to come back.
I find that a bit of persuasion is usually easier than intimidating anyone.
You'd think, but, I've tried. It's been, like talking to a brick wall.
Diana just types in, some people don't tend to listen at times.
And there's a grin that appears on Fortuneteller in the Fortuneteller's smoke. Other types of persuasion, then.
Quite so. Are you... I know young Riku has already helped himself to the cupboards. Is there anything either of you need?
What specifically do you have?
Call sort of turns and looks like back at the kitchen, and they're like, well, you all came in whenever I was getting the groceries, essentially. So, while I have plenty of things that are storable and keep, I also have fresher groceries of, meat and such. I don't know. What exactly are you asking for?
Do you have any fruit?
Yeah, they can find some fruit. Roll a really quick investigation.
I unfortunately don't tend to keep any fruit on me. It tends to not keep as well in my hammer space.
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
Oh damn.
So call nodding along to what you're saying. They totally get it. Because they're a real kind, and fresh fruit and stuff like that, they can't just stick in their hammer space. Because they don't have one. So Call goes searching through. They have what is very clearly like a sort of freezer, icebox, and then they have what is essentially a fridge, which is less of a going to freeze, more of a keep cool.
Yeah.
And from there, they pull out essentially a small woven basket of strawberries. And then, as sort of an afterthought, Carl reaches up into one of the open-faced cabinets. Basically, it doesn't have a door on it, where there had been more trinkets. Like, guys, just about everywhere in this house has some sort of shelf in the wall or something. There's trinkets everywhere. And Carl pulls down a music box, and they set it on the counter idly. And then they go to a knife block, and they grab a knife, and they turn around and they walk over to Cyrille, and they offer him the basket of strawberries and also the knife if he wanted to core the strawberries or cut them.
He's gonna put his foot back into his shoe and take the knife and strawberries and go, "Thank you." He's gonna set the knife across his lap. Then he's gonna take the strawberries, and when you blink, the strawberry's gone.
Two and tricks.
Logic. Diana kind of. Oh,
The whole
go on.
strawberry is gone, by the way.
Oh my.
Amazing.
Diana kind of like glances at the music box and then kind of like tries to push it over to where Riku might be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Riku, do you want to roll a perception check? Or are you lost in the sauce of the crackers and cookies town?
Let's see how
That's a
he's
7.
lost.
Lost in the
lost.
sauce.
Someone might want to actually wind up the music box and play it for him to notice.
Yeah, I think Diana might do that because Diana cannot speak. Just like slowly like winds it up a bit and then just sets it on the table, let it play.
And it's a really pretty, cheerful kind of tune and stuff, and you just watch Riku kind of freeze, like hardtack kind of like halfway up to his mouth, and then like he shoves the hardtack into his hammer space and just kind of hop, grab, tucks it close to his chest. It's still playing.
Diana just smiles.
And
So,
ahead.
for fun, does anyone want to roll perception?
absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
As more strawberries disappear.
13, 22, dirty 20.
So, unfortunately, Riku, you're more occupied with your music box. But Diana and Cal, you glance over at Cyrille, and you guys see him take the strawberry and kind of just press it into, like, where someone's base of their neck would normally be, and it disappears. The whole thing.
The whole thing. Just
Diana
gone.
doesn't know how to Diana just knows things are weird. They're not gonna question this.
Yeah, Carl's been to a lot of places. They've seen a lot of things. It's, there's weirder things.
Fine.
Diana
fine.
specifically, you see that the strawberry turned to smoke as it kind of
Fine.
past the crystal.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Diana with 1,000-yard stare as Cyrille eats strawberries. So, Diana, is there anything you want to do or snack on or whatever? Because apparently everyone's taking a chill out here.
Diana, not really. I mean, they know what they will like, but they're pretty sure that they don't know how to navigate through all this stuff. They don't know what's available or not. They just know there's food, and they don't know what kind of food there is. So they're just there. They can just vibe right there. Yep.
Okay. So So I'm just gonna say, you guys spend some time chilling and vibing. Call probably makes tea and offers you guys tea. Because Call is not a terrible host. They're a questionable host, but they're not a terrible one.
Cyrille will take the tea. And what he's going to do next is he's going to pour it right on top of his head.
Oh my god.
I gotta roll Hammer's face. Yep.
Amazing.
And then he pulls out an orange handkerchief and starts just polishing his head with the tea.
You know what?
And I just blank stare.
This
Take
is
a
fine.
sip.
This
Just a
is
slow
fine.
sip.
Riku's just like kind of like he's sitting at the table and like just like every time the music box stops playing, he just winds it up and he's just got his cheek pressed up against the table watching the music box play.
Baby.
Aww.
Well, while also drinking tea. He is savoring the tea.
Amazing. Call is just sort of like they are sitting at the counter essentially, watching you guys, and anybody want to roll perception?
Yes.
Sure. Ah, yes, 5.
Oh, dirty 20.
Cyrille, you're polishing your face. You're polishing your fucking face.
With tea.
With tea, which is exactly
that's how-
why.
That's how he drinks.
Yeah, it's
That's
fine.
how he drinks. That's just how it works.
Riku, as you are being lulled and comforted by your music box, you watch Call as they sort of lean against the essentially refrigerator, and they set their teacup aside and they stretch their arm on top of the refrigerator and they tap out a little pattern. And, Diana, you watch as Call does the same sort of thing they did earlier, which is odd. But now you watch as before your very eyes, seemingly from nowhere, out steps a very, very, very small tune on top of the refrigerator, just barely where you can see them. And Call slides them a bit of hardtack that they had presumably at some point grabbed out while they were puttering around the kitchen. And you watch the very, very small tune pat Call's hand and whisper something. But it's in Draconic, so you don't understand.
Too bad Cyril's not paying attention. And
Nope.
there is Riku.
Riku's too short, he can't see what's going on. And then the teeny tiny little tune disappears back wherever he came from. And Call just is vibing. They go back to sipping their tea.
Diana just like takes a look there, kind of frowns a bit. Then they kind of like start typing something, and then like the pop-out box, instead of being right next to Diana, kind of is more towards Cal, and just says just says friend with a question mark.
One sec. I need to fix something. I just had an issue with my computer, so I didn't catch what you said.
Oh no.
Okay. Hello,
Audio.
Yes. Can you repeat what you said?
Yes. Instead of Diana having their little pop-out dialogue box to the side of them, one kind of like is towards Cal for Cal to read, and this just says a friend question mark on it.
Call blinks and looks over to you directly, Diana, and their gaze slowly draws up to where they had done their little exchange, and they nod. And just for your sort of purview, here's what the teeny tiny little tune looks like. Give me
Nice
just a
emoji.
second. Yeah. But Call nods. That was a friend. No reason to be concerned. And if you want, if you really want, you can roll to essentially try and put together Call's behavior, because you have a pretty good idea, but you might need a little push to put together the final pieces, because
Would that be inside or?
roll intelligence.
Ah, great. Yep.
You got a 0.
Huh?
You got a 0.
Not 1, 0.
They're so
You
cute,
have
Audio.
yes. Enclosed as that roll was happening, you get to see this cute little friend, wearing a yellow sweater and a blue beanie, and they're just a little friend. You know, they were a little hard to see, and for good reason. They appear to be slightly see-through. Peanut Gallery, be quiet.
Hush.
You can yell at me
Everything
later.
is fine.
But with a 0, you have no history of any of this information regarding tunes, small tunes. Like,
No.
out of character, you have many pieces. In character, all Diana knows is apparently there's at least one very small person living in Call's house that Call is not telling you guys about.
And Cyrille has no idea.
Nope. Diana's just like, okay, chill, I guess.
As Cyril finishes the tea, he's gonna take the knife and the rest of the strawberries and stand up with a slight groan slowly and just kind of slowly walk over to Call and offer them back. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Call takes the knife, Call takes the basket, they set them aside. And so, by technical definition, I'm gonna be real here, Chief, this is DM audio. I don't plan on you guys actually fighting Voss, but it is just about 3 for me, which is, you know, sort of it's been about 3 hours since we started the game. Do you guys want to keep going and finish this off, and then, or?
I want to quote unquote persuade Voss to leave.
I'm cool with continuing to go.
Same.
Okay. Do you guys want to take another quick break? And then we can basically roll into, okay, you guys, like, basically take a really quick break, any drinks, final bathroom breaks, and then in/out of character make a battle plan, so I can get you guys on the road to, hey, you gotta talk to the Durgan. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll take a really quick break. And yeah, you guys have successfully met at least one of the tinies that live in Call's house.
Hey!
I love them, Audio. I hold
Yes,
soft.
audio showed them to me earlier, and I was like, oh my god! And yes.
I'm just lying on the ground, quietly sobbing over how cute the design is.
It's just a baby.
Okay, I am gonna duck out real quick because break time. Yes.
I'm gonna grab.
Also, Peanut Gallery. I can address you now. So yes, this is a very small ghost tiny. His name is Soot. He is absolutely a reference to Minecraft YouTuber Wilbur Soot. For anyone who doesn't know who that is, don't worry about it. He has a
Fine.
RP
Fine.
character named Ghostbur who died in a terrible canonical fashion, and his creator, the canonical Wilbur Soot, the real life Wilbur Soot, was like, he has a sad and unhappy ending where he's essentially stuck in limbo. And I was like, fuck you. He's now an NPC with his tiny blue sheep friend, and they live in Call's house.
Hell yeah.
And they have a whole thing. Like, Luis, yes, technically the character Wilbur Soot is alive now, but the character Ghostbur is a separate entity. I don't bother trying to keep track of details. I just know it's something my siblings into, and I have feelings about this ghost friend. Essentially it was Diana almost got to meet early with Soot with that fucking 24 in the hallway. I was like, I'll hold on to it for another minute. I'll hold on to it.
For just a bit.
Just a bit. You just kept rolling so fucking good. I had to reward you.
Don't know what to tell you. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Hey, look, at least it got you a 0, okay?
Yeah, a 0.
Higher roll and then a
fucking
0.
You have no goddamn clue what's going on at this point, and you're too afraid to ask.
Yeah. Pretty sure Diana doesn't even know what timies are.
No, probably not. Especially with a 0.
Yeah.
Diana's never seen a tiny before.
Nope.
But only Diana knows about this tiny, and yeah, it'll be interesting because this was a potential encounter. It's still a potential encounter for next couple of games. So maybe the rest of the cast will get to meet him, and Diana will get to properly meet him. Because his name is Soot, and he's just a little friend, and he's going to offer you blue and talk about his toon friend named Friend. He's not very creative, but he's trying his very best, and he lives in Cull's room on occasion because Cull has a nice little bonsai tree that he likes to sleep under with Friend, because it gets nice and warm there during the day, and sometimes it has little flowers. I put way too much work into this, you guys.
No, never too much.
There are other tinies, but like that was the OG. There's gonna be tinies in Call's house. Yes, Luis. If I am making a ghost for XP, I need to go fucking ham, and he gets to be happy. I don't know if I'm gonna do any other XPs of the SMP people because it's just like this character's technically dead. It's free real estate.
Free real estate.
And also I know there's a couple of people also on the server who want to make potentially XPs of other characters. So, you know, we'll just see. It's just a He-Who funny Minecraft reference that I shove in the corner with all of my other Minecraft references.
Looks
What
at
are
all the
those?
Minecraft references.
Yeah. This character is dead. It's free real estate. You who keep dying, Luis. Oh no. Yeah. You should be afraid. I'll come for you.
I mean, I mean, Louis is already canon tune kind.
Me points at what we were talking about this morning, Luis.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I do have being an XP is fine, amazing. I do have essentially I have art. I forgot for a second. I was living in the euphoria of actually being a competent DM. I completely forgot I made art for this part.
Ooh.
I went off. I showed
Hell
Robert.
yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But I made art and went off, and Abby was yelling at me about how fucking rad it looked.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So I'm
hell
excited to show that off. Also, creaky desk chairs, creaky.
Yeah.
Are you guys having fun though? Like,
I am having
Yes.
so much fun.
I know it's not anything super interesting, but
Character interactions and characters just being like, I guess we're here.
you all got kidnapped. There was an ambush. Didn't you guys know?
Holding up Cyrille, I think you've aged a lot since. No, that makes sense. It was like 25 years
I was gonna
technically
say.
since NET, so that makes sense that he's just kind of aged. Aged. And I do admit that I wasn't playing with the whole thing of he grew up in a on a real kind convent. He did not grow up in Einfeld. I wasn't playing with that as much during the NET because I didn't know.
You're valid.
Valid.
I will say, like, as an aside, as a hey, this is something cool and neat. The architecture of the House of the Rising Sun, because this is the name of the house, is a mix of CGI and real kind.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's sort of a blend because, you know, there's the whole thing with CGI where it's gotten to the point where it can look fairly peckin' realistic. So it's a fun mix of the real kind and the CGI, and you're never quite sure until you really get a good look. And then there's other places like the stone hallway that's sort of a little lower poly res than everything else. So yeah, there's your fun fact of the evening. And I'm excited for the game on Sunday because I have to make more map. This place is big. And I'm gonna be honest, I actually had a whole contingency plan of if you guys found the secret way out that Riku found, and you guys just fucking went out the top and left, or like not necessarily even left, but tried to essentially navigate the house from the roof, because it's embedded in the mountain. That was another way you guys could have speed ran this whole thing. You just glitch out of the map onto the top of the level.
Oh my god.
And then you drop back in where you want to be. That's it. That's how this works, right? That's how you play the game.
Yeah.
You guys were, however, very good players and actually played the level. Yeah, hey, look at this. Clips through the walls. Parkour.
I mean, Riku's the only one who noticed that door.
And
And
Riku
Riku
didn't say
didn't
anything.
tell anyone else about it. He only pointed out the other two doors.
Yep. Call knows about that door. That door is stagnant. It doesn't move. You know what? You want to know what it's labeled on my map? Because I have a map.
What?
It's called Secret Way Out. It's legit. That's the general entrance Call uses to get in and out of their house.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I had to
hello.
really quickly do some dishes for my mom real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
valid.
I was just given some Easter eggs.
Mhm.
Hee-hoo.
Hee-hoo. Alright.
Ooh.
So if we're all ready, so here's what I figure is going to sort of occur. Everyone's gonna basically sit down at the table, right? Because they're all vibing, and they're gonna more or less be talking and sort of basically agree that they're gonna, I guess, kick Voss's ass and be like, "Hey, don't come back,"
Mhm.
or try and persuade in varying different fashions, because you guys are still free, absolutely, to try and roll persuasion. So
Cyril's going to mention that he has a very scary way to convince someone to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it involves a bit of deception and a bit of magic.
Mm-hmm.
And he suggests when he's about to do it, he'll let them know and for nobody to stand in front of him.
Oh boy.
Awesome. That's not concerning at all.
Nope.
If that doesn't work, I can always just ask them really, really nicely, and that usually works back at home. Because he has an 11 to persuasion.
Oh damn.
Call is essentially sort of just ready for Voss to leave one way or another. Their only stipulation is they don't want Voss to die in their house.
Mhm.
So take with that what you will. And so I'm going to gently scoop you all up like me's in the me channel, and you remember that area you guys were just in where you had to roll stealth in?
Yeah.
This
Let's
nice
stop.
little
Let's not roll
area.
stealth anymore.
Well, you have
Loud.
a few choices. So you're in this nice little area where behind you is the door to where you started. You got the door to the kitchen on one side, the door to the secret passage on the other, and there's this brassy brick wall in front of you. What are you gonna do? Because the funny thing about this wall is it doesn't match the rest of the texture pack. Are you gonna roll anything, or are you just gonna be loud and make noise? What are you gonna do?
Just
You know what?
Oh.
I'm gonna roll up. I'm gonna walk up quietly, and I'm gonna knock on the wall, and whisper, "Can you please go through?" To the house.
So here's a funny thing. Here's a
I don't
really
think that
funny
was
thing.
the house, Art. I don't think that was the house.
As you put your hand up to the door to knock on it, your hand
Up to
goes
the wall.
right. Yeah, up to the wall. Your hand goes right through. So are you standing? This is DM. Are you standing in front of either the staircase or the area in the middle, which is essentially it's still the same height as the rest of the floor you're on, so it stands above where the stairs go down.
I guess I'm standing probably near the staircase closest to the kitchen.
Okay. So yeah, your hand goes through the wall, and what are the rest of you guys doing as Cyrille is doing this?
I'm rolling investigation on that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna roll investigation.
Go ahead and roll investigation. It's a wall.
Hey.
It's a wall. Right
Sure.
up until Cyrille puts his hand through it. And Khal is just watching. Because here's the thing. Young dragons, and brash dragons have the ability to make an illusion. and it requires a successful DC check of 20. Otherwise, any
Damn.
physical interaction with an image reveals it to be an illusion, because objects pass through it.
Mm.
And Cyrille, as you put your hand through this wall, you watch as it crumbles into dust. And there's another wall down the stairs. And
He pulls his hand back and looks back at Call like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh my god.
Call is grinning. Because that's funny, first of all. And they're like, no, it's alright. It's an illusion. It's an illusion.
Oh.
It's not my illusion either. So do you guys want to roll investigation on the next set of wall down the stairs?
Sure, I'll actually roll this time instead of
There you go.
trying to knock on it.
It's roll with advantage because oh my god. Another
I'll roll
fucking
with
0.
You're gonna tell you straight up.
All of you have advantage
God.
because Call told you it was an illusion. Fucking 0. Get out of here, Cyrille.
Woo!
Great.
Get out of here, Cyrille, with a 3. You're so dazed by the fact the first one was an illusion. You're like, of course, the second one must be real. They wouldn't have 2 illusions. Are you crazy? Diana, it's a fucking wall. You're like, the first one was a wall, but it's broken. The second one must be a wall. And Riku, it's... Riku, you actually met the fucking DC with a dirty 20. Bless your heart and soul. I'm sorry for
expect?
yelling.
Two of us
I'm
has
just
a
losing
negative.
my mind.
Cyrille,
2 of us has a negative.
yeah. Cyril's just like poking at the the walls. Like I think this is a real wall. I'm gonna try to knock on it again.
Question. Alright, everybody roll me stealth.
Oh my god.
Everybody roll me stealth.
That's a d20 plus. Frick, what's the stuff again?
A 2.
My god. Dice parser,
10.
please.
That's not even
Please.
dice parser. That's just my bad
And a
roll.
7.
Oh no!
Okay, I'm not even gonna make Call roll. They don't care. So you guys take a
We
minute.
have no rogues.
All right, everybody, take a minute to collect yourselves. All right, in and out of character because oh my god, you guys.
They're all shouting, it's a
It's a wall.
Bless. What you all see as this brass wall begins to crumble and fade. Light spills in across the stairway in a multitude of colors, and you don't know how you didn't notice it before. And across this large, large room is a large Upaean dragon sitting in the remains of what used to clearly be some sort of room that is meant to be an altar or to worship some sort of god, maybe. But light streams in a multitude of colors. And there is a large hole in the stained glass ceiling that makes up the entirety of the roof, where you can only guess amongst the shattered glass and the broken wood and the ripped fabric and the dragged in items that you can only guess came from Kal's own home. This is the desecrated shrine and Vaslarum, the dragon who has kidnapped you and broken into Kal's home. Cyrille, yes, with a 17, this is very clearly a shrine room to a god. That Khal clearly must be very devoted to, with the amount of detail and work that has gone into preparing this room and turning it into a place of light and beauty. And it is now desecrated. If hey, Riku, I know you probably won't use it, but paladins have divine sense, and if you were to look using your divine sense, the area would be desecrated. Man, that sucks. You don't have to though. That's just a fun aside. But
Riku's
because
just kind
all
of
of you,
offended.
all of you are struck by the beauty of this place, and staring at you across the way in the clear remains of some sort of shrine, is a brass, like I said, a brass Upaean dragon whose black and red eyes are staring at you all. Go ahead and roll me initiative.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
boy.
I mean, you came in to fight.
Okay, where?
Wow, okay. That's a 4.
14.
Okay, that's +2.
I got a 4 for
9.
initiative. I am
boy.
going dead last.
Alright, what's your Peckin?
Which actually makes sense, because Cyril's probably still stunned by the fact that A, that the wall just crumbled, and B, that this shrine, clearly to some sort of light god, or deity, has been desecrated so completely. And that's pretty offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me double check to make sure Khal does not have. I'm pretty sure. Double check. Because I don't think fighters receive advantage on initiative
No.
rolls. Okay.
I think that's only barbarians.
Yeah, I think rogues sometimes do, or rangers. I can't remember. Okay, so we have a 14, a 6, a 4, a 9, and an 11. These are all great
I'm
rolls,
going dead
everyone.
last. I'm
All
going
right.
dead last.
Boy.
So, Diana, you're first.
Yep.
And then we have
Boss,
Voss,
Riku,
and then
Khal,
Riku,
Cyrille.
Khal, Cyrille. You got it, Heart?
Yeah, Boss,
Okay.
Riku, Khal, Cyrille. There we go.
Cool.
And now it is pinned.
Awesome.
Eee.
This mainly is just if you guys choose to fight, or do literally anything, we have that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna be real here. Vaslerum is not exactly expecting you guys. Like, this wasn't a sneak attack because you guys were noisy as hell. And literally ripped down his illusory walls. But he's also he's sort of surprised in the fact that he just wasn't expecting you guys to come confront him. I'm gonna be real.
Mhm.
He raises his head from where he had been essentially napping, and looks at you all, and he says, "Well, what exactly is this?"
Where's Diana?
Well, you guys aren't in initiative yet. I will say that much,
Okay.
because no
Mhm,
one
okay.
has, been like, I'm going to fight. So all of you are
Mhm.
more or less at the bottom of the map, and here's the dragon, and here's a map. I made the map.
It looks so
Hey.
good.
Yes.
Okay. What did Boss say again? Sorry.
Shit. Something along the lines of, well, what are you doing here? Sort of thing.
So
if I may, I rolled really low. Cyril's going to take a single step forward and dramatically slam his quarterstaff on the ground and cast light at the top of it.
Okay.
And all the performance, because he's about to be a deceiving person, and he's going to say, I have come here to upturn what you've done to this place. Roll deception.
Oh boy.
12 plus 6 is 18.
Mm-hmm. So you're deceiving.
Yeah, I'm pretending to be someone who is, more angry than I actually am, and is someone who's powerful.
Hmm. Let me have. That's a 2. That was a 2 on insight. I'm gonna be real here, Chief. Voss looks genuinely confused, and to your surprise, he turns and looks at Call, who, hey, does anyone want to roll insight?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh boy.
Sure, I want to roll insight.
Oh, Riku, what's your insight? Okay, that's a +6. Nat 20. Well, not 20. Dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
9 plus 5. Ugh.
14. So Diana and Cyrille, you both have 14s. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. Thankfully, at least one emotion is very clear on Cole's face. If you thought at any point in this adventure Cole was angry, it's small crackers in comparison to how they look right now.
They're furious. They're
Cole
livid.
is incandescent with rage.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Boy.
They are looking at their shrine room, which you have no doubt they spent countless hours making. And you have a feeling that while they knew the whole time there was an illusion here, like they had explained, they hadn't bothered to peek in because anytime they would try, Voss would simply put them to sleep and shove them back into another room. But Call is getting a full look on what exactly has happened to their shrine room. And they're peckin' pissed.
Yeah.
They have a sort of glowing neon green-blue acid that is sort of just bubbling a bit out of their mouth as they're like snarling under their breath in curses in Draconic. And
I can understand those.
yeah,
Okay,
it's a lot of bad language. A lot of very interesting language, usually involving something called the light, and searing the wings from your very back, and just lots of talk about youngsters these days and shit like that. Upstarts, you know.
Could I possibly, for a moment, try to cover Riku's ears?
You're doing your fun little performance, so unfortunately,
That's
I don't
fair.
think so.
No.
Diana has
Riku-
no idea what's being said, so.
Nope.
Yeah,
it's a lot of scary noises though. Riku, you have a 20 in insight, a dirty 20. You watch as Call's tail is sweeping back and forth, and the spikes there look very sharp all of a sudden. And even with the battle-worn look to some of them, it is very clear that Call has been in a few brawls, and they are very, very nearly close to just essentially going after Voss with their bare hands. And Riku, their fingers are twitching, and you have a feeling it's to reach for a weapon, and strangely enough, Call's chainmail and shirt seem to be rustling oddly. You don't know what that's about, but it's something that is very clearly a sign that Call is peckin' pissed. But they aren't attacking yet because, like they said, they don't want to kill the guy. And if you guys can convince him to leave beforehand, it'll make their life a lot easier.
Riku just kind of tilts his head and then like looks from where he was looking at Call and then back at the dragon, and he's just like, you know, you really should leave. This isn't your home to begin with, and it's really rude that you decided to just come in here, ruin this place of that's supposed to be of worship, and just, you know, if you don't leave, I think it's gonna end really badly for you. And he's gonna roll persuasion.
Cyrille, Voss doesn't understand why exactly you're posturing. He's a little intimidated, but he's not very intimidating because he's very big and you are very small.
Yeah.
And Riku, that was a 15. That was a 4, even with your plus 11.
Yep.
Voss is... I'm gonna be real here, Chief. Voss is very much the dragon doesn't understand what all of these weird little ants are talking about.
Oh boy.
Does Diana want to try something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before Cyrille actually acts.
Oh boy. Diana just kind of like takes a look at Voss and just they start typing out just hopefully this person question mark understands.
Yeah, Diana, you don't know what this is. You have no idea what this is. What is
And
this?
just starts typing out, you know, I heard there is something much, much bigger around here. And I heard it doesn't quite like you very much. It might be wise for you to leave before something unexpected might happen.
All right.
This deception, I guess, or intimidation.
Roll intimidation.
Okay, let's see how that goes. Oh my god.
14. Voss is looking between you all, and he is confused. He is confused, and he looks over to Call, and he goes, "Little pet, I brought you friends to play with, and now they seem to be so angry. Are they not to your pleasure?" And Call is very angry and just sort of jittering with rage as they're like, I'm gonna have them make a roll.
Boy.
Gonna have them make a roll.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's a 5.
So, Dice Parser hates my characters making wisdom saving throws.
Oh my god. Oh no.
So that initiative order, that was pinned, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this qualifies as a surprise attack, but it's fine.
Oh boy.
Because you guys watch as Call thrusts a hand out at their side, and in their hand appears suddenly a strange key-shaped sword. And it is just like the stained glass window above your heads. It is themed like the sun, and it shines and it glimmers, and there's a keychain at the end, and it looks as though like a sun itself is there. And Call points at Voss, and Call says, as I look at their intimidation modifier and be very thankful they have 16. They're pissed, but again, Voss is very confused. They point their strange key sword at Voss and they say, you have desecrated a place of the light, and you have darkness in your heart, and I have allowed you to stay in my home for far too long. You are no longer welcome here, and quite honestly, and feel free for anyone to try and stop them, because that can be a reaction for anybody who wants to. Does anybody want to try and stop Call from doing something stupid?
Diana will.
Riku's gonna try and grab Call's like the back of their clothing, I guess. Like just kind of like, oh, wait, no, you didn't want to hurt them.
Okay, so you guys are physically holding Call back from beating Voss's ass.
Cyril's not.
Okay, Diana, Riku, make me strength checks. Riku, yours is at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Because of where you're grabbing.
Oh wait, that's a -2.
Oh wait.
Oh.
I was gonna say what?
How is that possible?
That's
What?
broken.
Let me re-roll that because I accidentally did not do the.
No,
I did
it's very wrong.
Yeah.
Lovingly, that was very wrong.
Oh.
So yeah, a 7 and 11. I'm gonna be real here, Chief.
That's not gonna fly.
I think you guys give Call. Diana, where do you touch Call?
Mostly Diana just wants to put like a hand in front of Call, just like no.
So Call essentially steps into your hand and is pressing against it. Riku, you're grabbing the back of their shirt.
Mm-hmm.
You feel something hit your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really get a good grasp of the back of their shirt. It's fine though. But Call is essentially steaming, and you all have a choice. Because next round, Call is probably going to try and attack. So, what are you guys doing before essentially combat's gonna happen? You can make one last attempt to convince Voss to leave, or convince Call not to fight. But yeah, it's up to you guys.
Problem is that Cyrille was already angry with this creature. So what he'd probably do is cast lightning bolt at this point.
Okay.
Oh boy.
He
No one
would
can stop you because everyone else is trying to stop Call.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fair. Cyrille is going to, if anyone's in front of me, he's going to step up beside them, and then he's going to swirl his quarterstaff, and electricity starts gathering around his head.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he slams the quarterstaff down, he's going to cast lightning bolt.
Question: is this something you need to roll to hit?
Nope. Boss needs to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Awesome. A 14.
It meets it, beats it. So that is a save, but let's see, 1, 2, 4.
Takes half damage.
Mm-hmm.
I still get to roll 8d6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
So you start rolling. What happens is, as you do this, Cyrille, you all watch Voss's eyes widen, and Voss begins to essentially scramble backwards. But the place they have made their nest of, made of wood splinters and shredded fabric and just pieces of what you can guess was once the shrine Call had made, stop Voss from actually making a proper getaway. And while the room is large, it is not large enough for him to properly fly. So inadvertently, he has trapped himself, and thus he cannot escape like he is trying to. And he's gonna get struck.
Hold on a moment as I spend 1 sorcery point to reroll up to 3 spell damage die.
Just give me the numbers when you're done. We'll just sit here twiddling our thumbs as everyone watches Call spit acid, essentially. Not literally. It is figurative at the moment.
At the moment.
Okay. I'm gonna use Dice Parser to add for me.
Please do. I want to see this number.
Oh boy.
Okay.
The quiet anticipation.
33. All right.
So half that.
Half of that.
And as Cyrille sends
That
it
would
forward,
be, do you round
17?
up? Or, yeah, 17, I think.
Cyrille is going to shout after casting Lightning Bolt. He's going to shout, "Leave now before I do this again!"
Jeez,
I guess that's intimidation.
Yeah. Yeah, roll intimidation. I'm going to, in a special secret place.
Oh dear.
I'm just,
Oh boy.
I am just keeping track of how much damage Voss has taken. But you guys don't get to see at the moment. A 13. No, all you've done is you've zapped Voss and made Voss very upset.
Riku just kind of tilts his head from behind where he is behind Call, and he's just like, "You really should leave." And I'm requesting that I can use my inspiration point. So that's like a nat 20 in
Oh, I
persuasion.
forgot I had an inspiration point.
We all forgot.
Unless that will break your game.
Well, it's really just is a, if you roll a nat 20, yes, Voss will theoretically leave and end combat. But I suppose the question is, do you guys want to fight the dragon? Because the dragon is going to eventually leave once he reaches a hit point threshold.
Okay.
So I'm not going to make you guys literally beat him down to 0. It's after a certain point, he is going to leave of his own volition.
I mean, because Riku is pissed himself. It's just he's been trying to help Call not be stupid.
Yeah.
So you want to spend your inspiration point?
Now I'm torn. Does everybody else want to fight the dragon?
I'm fine with whichever way.
You know, half and half.
Right.
No one can make a decision. It's fine.
No.
How about this? If you used it as a persuasion, right? Not an intimidation. It would be, what, like 31? Do we want to flip a coin and then make that decision? Or do we want to say, the power of baby compels Voss?
Oh my god. Power of baby compels you.
How about we flip a coin? Let's flip a coin. Let's say
give it
peck
to
it.
Shan.
D, if it rolls on a 1, Riku wins. If it rolls on a 2, the fight continues, I guess.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
We got a 1.
That compels you.
So,
Yes.
Cyrille, you zap the shit out of this dragon, right? Like, this dragon was not expecting to be zapped. There's definitely a moment where once the lightning hits, it's like the cartoony, and you can see a very draconic UPA-in style of skeleton where it's kind of like sketchy and like the line work. And Voss has backed up to essentially the entrance, but he can just barely fit through it. You have a feeling, obviously, he went through the window.
Yeah.
And Riku, you standing behind Call and Diana, I suppose you step out from behind them both,
Mhm.
and you say to Voss, what do you say?
You know, that was a really not mediocre, kind of low taste of what he can do. So, if I were you, you got a really angry dragonborn right behind me who's about to, like, smack your face into the ground, and, I'm not entirely sure if they won't kill you for what you've done right now. So, I would just cut your losses now and just leave before you get zapped some more and just pummeled into dust.
To help make this Nat 20 inspiration point more credible, do you guys want to like do anything to make yourselves look scarier? Because Call's already doing the whole growling, hissing, and spitting. Cyrille, I know you were doing cool shit. What kind of cool shit are you doing to make yourself look scarier besides having like literal lightning Tesla coil head?
Yeah, literal, see, there's still the light at the top of his quarter staff,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna pick up the quarter staff and start spinning it again
Mm-hmm.
as his as the smoke that usually makes up his eyes turns into a skull.
Jesus, all right.
Oh boy.
What's Diana doing besides having their hand out in front of Call? What are you doing to help
Diana-
back up Riku's? They're gonna kick your ass. You better run.
Diana just like I guess pulls out one of her swords, and just for a brief moment, like things like seem to glitch, but more not really of a hurtful kind of glitch, more of a like just that kind of eerie sort of look to it. That
Mhm.
okay,
Something
just
there.
there's like a soft there's this like soft little glow there. It's like things seem to like be around, but not quite.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, I do want to add that, like, it's interesting. Like, the party doesn't really see this because Riku's back is to them, but Riku's kind of got like this weird kind of smile on his face, and like he looks a little bit more mature and stuff. He looks a little bit less baby and just kind of like, I know what I'm talking about, you guys. Like, you'd
Mhm.
better run before it happens.
And Call points their strange key sword up at the hole in the ceiling. And in Draconic, in a very low and growling voice, they just utter, "Get out." And you all watch as Voss scrambles back over the wood that he had been nesting in, essentially creating this giant scattering, even worse, of the wood chips and the fabric and whatever's left. And there's this huge buffeting gust of wind as he opens his wings up and scrambles out, doing his best to gain altitude, and more broken glass rains from the ceiling as he clambers out the way he came. And there's a moment where all you can hear is the low buffeting sound of the wind through the window and the wing beats that grow more and more distant, and everything gets quiet. And all that is left is the broken shrine and the empty room that you all have found yourselves in. And Call's key sword disappears. And they take a very deep, deep breath as they seem to be regaining control of themselves. And they let out a very long, deep sigh.
Cyrille, just as soon as there's no, like, perceivable, as soon as there's no sounds from Voss, Cyrille just kind of, just places the quarterstaff on the ground and leans heavily on it.
Mm-hmm.
Diana just gives a big sigh and just relaxes and kind of places her hand down from Kyle, and looks at Riku and just gives Riku like a thankful smile.
Riku just kind of puts his hands on his hips and kind of like does a little huff, and then in Draconic he just mutters, "Good riddance."
And so you all are left in this throne room. And Call looks you all over and sort of scrubs their face a little and rubs the back of their neck and sort of does a little wiggle, and they look contemplative a moment as they look you all over, and they say, "Sorry about that, I suppose. I have a question for you all, if you will indulge me."
Riku kind of tilts his head.
Diana just raises an eyebrow.
Call looks at the destroyed shrine, and their face sort of drops a little, and they close their eyes a second before opening them, and they say, "So, I have unfortunately been kept up from a bit of traveling I've been needing to do. Quite honestly, this shouldn't have happened. This place shouldn't have been desecrated like this. There are other places I need to go visit. I have, quite honestly, a terrible feeling that they may all be in similar shape to this, since I am supposed to be in part the keeper. Do any of you mind accompanying me to these places? I don't expect much trouble, but I would much rather travel with a party than alone and have anything like this potentially happen again."
Riku kind of wanders up to Call and just kind of grabs their hand in his and just kind of looks up and up and up, because
Yeah.
Call is very tall, and he just like, "I'll help. Is it okay if you help me find my mom?"
I make sure all of you are properly compensated, be it financially or with anything you need assistance, while you are here with me, because I cannot leave this place in such a state and leave right away. But while you are helping me, you will be under my protection. Your enemies will be my enemies, your allies will be mine. And I already told you I'd be happy to give you money. I can help you, though, with your problems. Yes, I will help
And-
you find your mother.
And I'll help you too, cause this isn't okay, and and you need help, and I want to help, so we can help each other.
Cyrille takes a moment and glances around the place, and again, his face, the eyes right now, just kind of move back and forth as if he were shaking his head. I can't, in good conscience, leave a place like this.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's more, well, I don't really have anything else better to do.
Diana just kind of like looks out towards the exit, then looks at the group and kind of like tightens their hold to the code, just gives a sigh and just types out, "I'll help."
And Khal, as you all can see, looks exceedingly gracious and very thankful. And I think if no one else has anything to add, this is a good place to stop for now.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done it.
I think I do want to add one thing is that Cyril can cast enlarge 2 more times to help with various things. So
This the shrine will
rebuilding
get fixed.
shrine.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. It's something that's gonna get addressed in the next episode. So yeah, you all receive 30 gold and a undisclosed private trinket is going to find its way into all of your possession by Khal giving it to you. The details of which I will DM all of you privately. And if you want, you can share the details with each other. I don't care. But you all get 30 gold and a trinket.
Hey!
And yes, the Dragon Squad has formed. You guys got to see the cool art.
Dragon Squad!
You
Dragon
spooked
Squad.
out the home invader. And yeah, thank everyone for being here, listening, coming. This is my first game. I'm so glad you all did amazing. I'm very proud. I hope you all had fun.
We
I
did.
had a lot of fun.
Yes.
And yeah, I think here is where we will say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye!
Goodbye. And
Recordings.